Chuck,
Howdy, sir.
what's happening, man?
Not a whole lot. What's going on?
Hey, before anybody else gets online, give me your home address so I can send you a Christmas card, man.
Oh, it's 3880
3880
Clover Drive,
Clover Drive,
Alvin, Texas.
Alvin, like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yes.
Got it. This is it.
77511.
Perfect. 511. Got it. All right. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
How you been?
I've been good.
Yeah? Did you have a good weekend?
Yeah, mostly lazy.
It's the best kind.
Those are always good weekends.
Yep. Best kind, if you ask me.
Did some tree decorating and whatnot, but
very cool.
And I'm a Grinch, so that goes against my nature.
It is against my religion.
As a matter of fact, religion is against my religion.
Well, I'm not a spiritual man myself, but same. But I do like Christmas. I do like digging out stuff, but I haven't had a chance to dig out all my stuff. We got the upstairs tree done, but we haven't got the downstairs tree done.
Yeah, we were talking about the multiple trees last week of it. I knew somebody who literally had a decorative tree for every holiday.
Really?
So they basically kept the tree up effectively, and then so they had a Valentine's tree that was all pink and pink hearts. They had a 4th of July tree with red, white, and blue. They had a Halloween tree with horrors and spooks and stuff like that. They just added the tree to every holiday. No, horror.
That's what I know. It just sounded funny.
Yeah, you're right. But yeah, so they had a tree for every holiday.
Nice. Weird, but nice.
Well, I guess if that's the kind of thing you're into, then have fun with it.
I don't have any trees for holidays, but I do have a pretty substantial little village of miniature ceramic buildings and shit that I throw up every my little village. My problem is I used to have a train. You remember how it was? You put the train around, you have a little building. My train broke and I couldn't get it fixed, so I don't have a train anymore, but I still have the village. So, and it's a great village. It's got little lights and it lights up, and all this stuff.
You can get those little small scale trains now are super cheap. The HOs, like I had when I was a kid, the really, really big ones.
Yeah.
The full on metal, you could hurt yourself with them. Those are super expensive nowadays, but
you can get I just went on eBay and even like a fart ass H model, because I need one that's like a Victorian, like a steam engine, because that's what my village looks like. So it was like they were still like $250, and I'm like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Some of the older stuff that's made with metal, even if it's H size or smaller, if it's solid metal, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
The ones that are inexpensive now are the plastic ones, but then again, they probably don't look Victorian.
Well, I guess you could make it look anything, but yeah, no, a lot of them. I was just surprised at how much model trains are from an expense standpoint. It's crazy.
Yeah. One of the guys on my bowling team collects model trains, and he collects the full size all metal HO.
Big Bertha.
Yeah, he just bought one it's a replica of, I can't remember if they call it Big Betty or something. There's some huge train that was just recently down here in Houston, and he bought a replica of that in HO scale, and it was $5,700.
Ooh,
just for the engine.
So I know, we're like cringing at this, like holy shit, look at that. But that guy probably was thinking, if he knew literally the same thing, it was like, do you know how much money Les spent like over the last 2 years on D&D shit? Like $4,000. That's crazy. He's out of his mind. Nobody knows. Nobody does that. Everybody has their own like crazy hobby shit that they do.
Yeah. Well, he's been doing this since he was young, and he's now somewhere in his mid 50s. So the collection that he has is probably something you could retire on.
He's piled up some stuff, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
Literally, he could probably sell it or leave it to his kids, and they could retire on what that's worth if they got full value. So that's
crazy. It's just one of those things. Like, how is this even a hobby? But everybody has their own thing. It's cool. Hey, I think that's Gordon. Did you jump in surreptitiously?
Yep, I've been here
listening to us talk trash.
What I do best. Quietly listening.
How you been, man?
Great.
Everything's going well?
Good. Yep.
Excellent.
Jennifer's reading bedtime stories to Lexi, so she'll probably be a few minutes. But.
How are the girls? Are they going to be coming home for Christmas, or is Marley staying out on the West Coast?
Yeah, Marley's coming Christmas Day, I think. We got to pick her up at 5 o'clock or some crazy morning time at the airport, and she's going to be here for 3 or 4 days. Her and Akil, her boyfriend, are coming in.
That's great.
And does Morgan still live around you guys, or?
Yeah, she's got a house now, Chuck.
I mean, I saw the farm thing. I thought it was pretty close to you.
She's still doing the farm thing here, but she's got a house on I think 13th Street in Belleville.
Oh, okay.
Downtown. She bought one of those old 18th century houses and has fixed it up and is living there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I thought she was living on the farm.
No, well, I mean, she kind of does. She works so much here, but
she's still working for TSA too.
Yeah, and she's been doing like 13-hour overtime shifts lately because they're so busy. So.
Oh, because of like everybody traveling. Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah, she's pretty busy.
Wait, TSA isn't at the airport?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wait, Morgan is the man? That's not right.
She is.
She can't be authoritarian.
She's a federale, man.
People down, so patting people down brings out the hippie in her, so she's cool.
So I can't see any of your children being authoritarian. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, if you got to be that, she's a good one to be it. She's a good-hearted person. So
yeah.
I tell you what, I came back from LA. I was in LA all last week, and I was coming back Friday night, and I rolled into LAX, and I thought Friday night, 2 weeks before less than 2 weeks before Christmas, this place is going to be a friggin' zoo with people out, going everywhere. I walked in there, it was deserted. I literally walked up to TSA pre-check, and I was literally the only person there. So the guy's like, "Hey, how's it going?" That kind of stuff. We ended up talking for a couple of minutes. And then, so I just sort of like roll into the thing, and there's like 5 TSA guys around there. It's just me. And I'm like, "You guys want me to take off my shoes?" And they're like, "Let's see what happens. We got time, just try it out." It didn't go off, so no big deal. But yeah, it was just like no one. I'm like, super busy, huh? And they're like, it was busy earlier, but nothing now. It took me maybe 45 seconds to get through airport security.
I'm surprised you haven't run into Morgan West with as much as you've been traveling lately.
I've been traveling a lot. I'm still traveling. So I'm Wednesday. I'm driving to. Speaking of picking up kids, I'm driving to Cleveland to go pick up Matthias, bring him home for Christmas. So that'll be good. And then the next day, Thursday, I got to fly to Jersey. I'm going to New Jersey for a day and a half to go do a meeting. So I won't be back until Friday night. So I'm missing Friday game this week too. So, but yeah, it's a lot of travel lately. But all good.
Speaking of okay now, it's been like 8 or 9 months. You're doing good.
Yeah, about 7.5 months I've been working with these guys. Just went through my 6-month review, so that was all good. They seemed pleased in general, so no complaints. And our team's flushed out, and some things are happening that might be interesting. Things are going to happen just after the turn of the year that might throw a little more responsibility my way, as if I need it. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no, it's going well. I'm sorry?
No impeachment trials or anything like that?
No. Charges of malfeasance, screaming and yelling. No, nothing like that.
Great.
No, they seem pretty pleased overall, so I'll just keep on keeping on. Hey, Michael. No, he's gone. He took off. He's like, I've had it with all this loose talk. So I talked to Doug briefly. Cass was feeling poorly today, so he was tending her all day. And she still doesn't feel too good, so he's gonna not be here. He's got to pass tonight. Although Eric last texted me a few minutes ago. He's finally putting his kids to bed, so he will be just a couple of minutes late, but he'll be here shortly.
Okay. Hey, I will be anywhere from a half an hour to an hour late next week. So.
Next Sunday is A team. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why? What's going
on? Have a thing at church.
Church stuff.
Thing,
okay.
And Amy and Zach are both in it, so. I'll be at
you mean you're not lending your dulcet tones to the choir?
No, I'm not. Which is you can hear my wife laughing in the background. She knows how well I sing. So there's a reason that Amy and Zach are in this, and I am not.
Yep.
Can't even put in a well-timed oompa or something? Come on.
So yeah, like I said, I will be in next week, but yeah, it'll be at least a half an hour, if not an hour late.
All right, no worries. We'll see if everybody survives.
Talk to Andrew. Wes, is he coming?
I have not talked to Andrew. Let me spin him a quick email, see if he's coming online. He's not online? He's probably waiting for me to get off my keister and send him the actual email back in, which I have not done. So let me go ahead and send that out. Let's see if that helps. Actually, didn't pull the trigger on that email yet. So, all right, sent that out. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, I just got a text from Andrew. Are we on? So yeah, it was the email. Sorry, texting. All right.
I just love this thing that we did last. We recruited half of your bad guys to fight with us. That's just awesome.
Well, no, that's part of the thing. It says, if they can convince these guys to help them, there's ways to do it. So, I like this particular. So I don't know if I ever told you guys this. If I gave you a peek behind the curtain, as it were, of how I picked the BT module. So basically, I have pretty much almost the entire collection of Pathfinder Society modules. We'll not talk about how I acquired them, but nevertheless, I have them. So basically what I was doing is they're nice. So the Society modules are designed to be nice little one-shots. They're almost sort of like, and they have a very sort of specific kind of format where it's like, they're almost like 3-act plays. And they're very nice. They're all encompassed, they're all sort of inside the thing. They don't hook together. There's only a very few that sort of are twofers and that kind of stuff. So they're very nice one-shots to just pull out, self-contained little one-shots. And sometimes they're pretty simplistic, and sometimes they're much more complex and thing. It depends on the writer. So I don't know if you remember, Gordon, but Paizo used to have a contest called RPG Superstar, and they would have a contest years ago. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but anybody could join the contest, and basically it was like a round robin contest for people, and they could send it. So the introduction was design a wondrous item. So basically your entry to the contest was to join into was to write a magic item, essentially, and basically they had judges that would cut it down to like 64 magic items that they liked, and then the next one was design a monster, and then they would cut it down to 32, and then the next one was, I don't know, something else, and they would get to the point where the final 4 was propose a module and give it, there was a very sort of specific format, but it was basically give us a proposal for a module you want to write for us, and the winner, the best one, would actually get the chance. They would hire them to write that module for them. And a lot of the Pathfinder Society modules came out or were either written as part of the RPG Superstar thing, or they came out of people who became sort of semi-regular writers for Paizo because of RPG Superstar. Because if you won RPG Superstar, a lot of times you would see those names crop up again and again as they would continue to write modules and stuff for Paizo. So it was a really I thought it was a very sort of clever way for that company to sort of solicit talented freelancers into the fold. I thought it was really sort of cool. They had it every year. They don't have it anymore. I always kind of hoped that they would come back. I threw my hat in the ring a couple of times, but my magic items were so shitty that I never got past it.
Yeah, I remember that.
So your calling is to be a DM, not to be a item creator.
Writer? Apparently, that's what it is.
Well, your writing's getting better and better, Les, honestly.
Yes.
Thanks.
Writing is it's top notch now.
Thanks,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Honestly, I do it mostly for me. So, to hear that you guys are enjoying reading it is.
I would read a book from you.
Think so?
And I might not even freeload a copy off you. I might actually buy it too.
I'll tell you what. If I ever write a book, I'm going to give you an author's copy just so you don't have to buy one. That goes for everybody here.
Thank you.
Take the autograph, but
Right.
All right, I'll even autograph it. I don't care.
Hey, do you have that software that allows you to modulate your voice? Do you have that close by?
Yes. You want me to turn it on?
Yeah, turn it on and say something. I want Amy to hear it.
Okay. All right, hold on a second. What voice do you want me to use?
Yeah, I ate one of the noodles at 14.
Okay. Okay. So let's take it off the burner and I'll be in a little bit.
Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, here's
one.
What do you think, Amy?
wow.
I don't know if you heard the wow.
Let me know when you turn it on.
Here's my
woman's voice. What do you think? Do I sound like a
Now that's
woman?
terrifying.
more scary than the other one.
That's scary.
That's scary.
All right,
Hold on one second. Here's the deep one.
Here's the deep one. Is it still lagging a little bit?
Yeah,
Like I can hear my voice in the background.
Yeah, that first time you did it with just me on there, it did not lag, and I don't know what's causing it.
I don't know what
the deal is without it either.
Let me just do
this voice for the rest of the night.
Why is that guy copying less?
See, if you could do the whole deep voice with the Cockney accent, that's just like a double whammy there.
You mean like,
hello, love.
How's it going,
mate?
Oh, that's fun.
Hold on just a second.
Now you sound like the guy from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
No school tomorrow at all?
Yeah, not for me.
Oh, nice. All right.
Apparently, there's like.
Cool. Then I'm going to stay up really late and get really hammered.
Yes, on mine.
Okay. Just kidding. Obviously, I'm not. Close that door.
Close that door.
No school tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Both of ours just canceled.
Yeah, so we got like an inch of snow, and so everybody's panicking as we do.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing, Eric?
I'm doing great. I got my kid here.
Hello, kid. Which one is that?
This is Oren. He's 11 months old, and he's asleep.
Okay.
Can we use naughty words?
If I go upstairs and try to put him in bed, he wakes up, and he wakes up mom and big brother. So he'll be with me for a while, and I just gotta talk kind of softly, but I'm ready for action.
Okay, so we got a halfling and a quarterling with us.
Our hobbit has a hobbit.
Yeah, if you keep the camera on him, Amy would actually join us to play.
Oh, yeah?
It's Hobbitception.
She's yeah.
And Andrew, I see that you're here as well.
I think so.
Sorry, but I was late on the email. I apologize.
I was cursing and cussing, and I was like creating a voodoo doll.
we all got to talking about various things and stuff. So sorry about that.
So while we're thinking of various things, in March, I think it is, either B team or C team plays on the night of the spring. Is it equinox or?
Ooh, really?
Anyway, we need to start an hour earlier because I don't want to get up an hour earlier after staying up late.
All right, send me that. I'll figure that one out, and we will reverse gears, and we will start at 7. We'll go 7 to 10 that night, so that everybody gets a good night's sleep on the spring equinox.
Sweet, thank you.
Good thinking. Let me write that down so I don't forget it. Spring solstice. All right.
And then secondarily, I want to congratulate Eric on his fecundity. That's way to go, dude.
Congratulations, Eric. Putting the stem in the apple. All right, so let's talk about what happened last time now that we're all here. So, interesting things afoot. The battle was joined, obviously, last time. Sabas the Jester and his hulking associate Baron, Wage's brother, came out with a chest that one assumes contained the items in question. Put it out on a table out here with a couple of his guys, and basically was like, gather around, we'll start the auction. It was right about at that point that everything went to poo, because suddenly the centaurs attacked, the lions came out. It was a huge free-for-all. I just went through the last probably 15 minutes or so of the 15-20 minutes of last week's video, which was frankly very enlightening, and basically had a couple of things. The lions attacked Bjorn, who fought them off, then jumped on the table. The gate dudes tried to leave with the chest, but Bjorn hit one of them on the head, critted him, and nearly killed him, but instead it erased about 4 to 6 hours of his memory. So that happened. The centaur shot arrows and hit Sabas, knocking him off onto the ground and prone. Beltran spent a round summoning elementals, which have not arrived yet, will arrive this coming round. John Heil cast Grease over the whole area, messing a lot of people up. Sabas yelled, "Get us out of here!" And then the big guy who was prone started crawling away with him and took him out. But Bjorn decided to smack Sabas from the top of the table with his sword, did some damage, and at which point Sabas was like, "Ow, Baron, hurry! Get me out of here!" And they're crawling away. Phineas decided to use prestidigitation to twirl a rope in front of the lion to distract him, resulting in a -2 to hit and AC as the lion is trying to chase the rope, which is dangling around like a piece of yarn. The centaur shoots the lion and wounds it. One of the other gate guys, and I mean the gate guys, the guys in the group that was guarding the gate, tries to get the chest, but Bjorn says, "Cut it out," and Heil actually reaches out with reach and claws him, doing bleed damage. So he takes off. In the meantime, one of the lion guys bull rushes Heil, pushes him past the one of the centaurs, behind the centaur. Sabas jumps up. Wage yells to go get Sabas, tells his guys, and then tries to grab, and one of his guys grapples Sabas, who has him in grapple. Then my notes get strange here.
That must have been giving out artifacts.
That's what I started out. So Fiat stabs this guy through the wall again. So this guy has been stabbed twice through a hole in the wall, where Fiat is just like stabbing him through there as sort of chaos reigns. Centaur then attacks a lion tamer. A second one throws a spear at Sabas and misses him, at which point Lama comes through and basically chops off the head of the lion tamer guy who was pushing John Heil. And the gate guys, seeing all this and seeing that they're not going to be able to get this chest, sort of en masse head for the door. And that's where we stopped. Any questions or comments or anything like that before?
Yes. I just want to remind everyone that if you can, spare the life of the lion, because I think he'll make a really good pet.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, if he tries to kill you, do what you got to do. But I think I'd like to claim the kitty.
Can you charm an animal?
Damn right I can.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing this. Actually, this ought to be fun. All right, first things first, lion's turn. So I have to decide here whether the lion is going to be completely distracted by the rope or if he's going to shake it off and be able to attack somebody. So I think that is going to that's going to require a saving throw against Phineas's hypnotism DC. So Phineas, if you could tell me what the DC is on your hypnotism spell, because this is, I think, you're sort of like, sort of dazzling this guy. 16. All right, so he's going to need to do a 16. That's a will save?
Yep.
Okay, so lions, like most cats, have a very low will save. But he made it, so he has successfully torn himself away from the rope, and he's sort of like looking around. And frankly, there's no one here. So he is going to attack the centaur lady with, since he's right there, he's going to attack her both times, which makes a certain kind of sense because she has attacked him and hit him. So let's go ahead and do that. So Fiat, you wouldn't like this very much at all. So claw, bite. So 25, 21, let's check on the centaurs. Let's go to the tape and see what those centaurs are all about. Just a sec. They... That's not what I wanted. All right, they have a 20 AC. So 2 hits. So that is going to be here, but he will not get the grab attack. +5, +10. Ooh, that's harsh. 24 points of damage. As you guys see this lion sort of tear itself away from the dancing rope, turn on the centaur that just attacked him and clouded him with the hammer, and just lay into her with claws and a bite on her flanks. And she's like, ah, swinging her, trying to defend herself with her hammer. So that's it for him. Bjorn, you're up. Now let me just set the scene. You're standing on a table with a foot atop a chest, which you think contains the stolen goods. That table is in a giant square of grease, and you've got a couple of dudes behind you from the Lion Tamer group who are trying to steal the chest away from you, who you have hit a couple of times.
Okay.
No, actually, you haven't hit these guys at all. I
was going to say, I see 3 of them in my proximity.
You just threatened one of them.
So this guy here works for Sabas. So this guy, and you know what? I should just mark these guys. Hold on a second. So I'm going to mark them with squares. So the blue balls.
Phrasing.
Yeah, phrasing. Let's say yellow balls. So there's no connotations there. Are guys who work for Sabas. These guys here, and basically these 2 guys here, are guys who work for the Lion Tamer group, and they're the ones that have been trying to snatch the chest from you. So they're working together. And they're sort of behind you.
And which one did I tell to back off?
This one right here.
And has he not backed off?
He has not, weirdly, not backed off.
Okay. Then I am going to attempt to shield bash him.
Mm-hmm.
And
right,
I don't know if he's technically in the grease one way or the other, because it's right there at the edge. But I'm going to try to.
Not really. He's pretty much out of. He's not in there.
Okay. So 32.
That will hit. So do you have improved shield bash as a feat? Because I think if you shield bash and you don't have improved shield bash, the bashee gets an attack of opportunity.
No, I do not have improved shield bash, but I hit him twice.
Ooh, okay.
Well, I don't know. It does 19 hit.
Well, it does when you add in everybody's friggin' bonuses. I think we're at +3 right now for bonuses.
Yeah.
Okay.
+2 for attack and damage.
+2. Okay. So so that puts you at a 21. Their AC is 21, so that's 2 bashes from the thing. Let me double check and see if shield bash provokes. I think it does if you don't have improved shield bash. But
you got prayer too, Les, so it is actually +3.
It's +3. Okay.
Yeah.
We have prayer, bless, and inspire courage. Huh?
Oh yeah, I got bless, prayer, and inspire. Yeah, it is. I think it's +4.
Oh,
and
it's +4 now?
Because we have bless, prayer, and inspire courage. We had it anyway.
Okay.
So that's for attacks, and then damage is +3.
So inspire courage, you say?
Bless, inspire courage, and prayer is what we've got. Yeah.
Those are 3 buffs.
+3 attacks and +4 damage.
Okay. So those 2 hits.
It's 4 to attack and 3 to damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay, +4, +3. All right. So Inspire Courage today is Push It to the Limit from the Scarface soundtrack. So it does not provoke. Without the feat, a character who performs a shield bash loses the shield bonus to AC on his next turn. So just keep that in mind when you do that. So is that for real on the damage? 17 points of damage?
+6.
+6, so 23 points of damage from shield bash. Is that non-lethal?
No.
Okay.
It's being smashed in the head with a big heavy steel plate.
Well, that would do it. So he is frankly surprised. You just kind of like come back, and then you come forward and clock him with the edge, sort of on the side of his head. He staggers sideways as, and his hands come back. He's nowhere near grabbing the chest now, as you just like sort of clout him with this shield to sort of knock him backwards. So he's actually, sort of staggered towards the centaur a little bit because that secondary. You're a right-handed.
It would be a left. It would be a left-handed shield.
Yeah, so a left-handed shield. So as you come forward with it, you're hitting him sort of in the side of his head. Only it's the right side of his head which staggers him to the left towards the centaur. Well done. You doing anything else?
I'm going to yell.
That's a full attack.
Well, I'm going to speak as a free action and tell them all, get back.
Get back, Bjorn roars. His deep Ulfin voice ringing out across the ruined town. All right. Excellent. Beltran, you feel like you don't want to get back, despite what Bjorn said.
I'm just admiring the work of my party.
So you're behind John Heil, who just got pushed back by a guy, but that guy who just pushed him back, Lama came up behind him and hit him in the back of the neck with a bastard sword, and his head just sort of like flopped over onto his chest with the neck stump squirting blood all over the place. And he fell to the ground.
So this is the turn where I get my 3 air elementals.
Yes, it is. All right, so I have them. Hold on, let me grab them up. All right, sorry about that. All right, I've got them over there by the gate, but you should be able to move them wherever you want. So where do you want them? You guys laughing at push it to the limit? They were really cranking it up there.
Yeah. So what they're going to try to do?
Okay.
All 3 of them are trying to grab Ponce here.
Sabas. So Sabas is so he's grappled by this guy here, Wage's buddy. One of Wage's guys has him like held. Because about a round and a half ago, Wage yelled as Sabas fell over and was trying to get away. Wage yelled to one of his guys, "Grab him!" Who reached out and actually successfully grappled Sabas. So the jester is held by this guy.
Okay, then they're going to.
But 3 air elementals might be able to take both of them.
I don't want him getting away, and so that was the order that I gave the air elementals. If he's already grappled, then they are just going to delay.
Okay.
And if he ever gets ungrappled, they're going to immediately jump in and try and grab him and take him up in the air.
And then take him up in the air. So they're just like surrounding him. So there's like this big buffet of window of air just kind of like surrounding this guy like a whirlwind.
Yep.
Okay.
Like I said, other than that, they're delaying, so they can jump in anytime.
Gotcha. All right. What are you doing?
Now, how bad does she look?
You're gonna have to define she.
So
the lion is still like ripping at her, so the lion has attacked her, he's bit her, and his claws are ripping at her flanks. She's skittering around trying to bring her hammer to bear on this lion. Centaurs hate lions. So, but the lion is sort of like skittering around and attacking her. And then like in between them, this rope is sort of dancing around, trying to get the thing. Now the lion will, I don't know, since he just hit the centaur, I don't know that he will be able to be distracted by the rope because now he's got the taste of blood. But yeah, he hit her pretty hard.
Okay. I am going to. Okay, so I got all of them ready. I'm going to take a few steps forward, so down to here.
Okay. Sort of over the body next to Lama, in between Heil and Lama.
Yeah, as long as I got Lama in front of me, I'm confident. So I'm going right there, and then I'm going to.
You got a clear shot if you're going to shoot at the lion.
Never mind. I'm casting a spell, and then I'm moving up to. Nope, I can't do that either. That's an enemy, right?
Yes, that's one of the lion tamer crew, and he's the one that Fiat has stabbed twice through a hole in the wall.
Stabbed twice. Dang it, I'm putting back. I was going to try and go up and heal her, but there's no way I can get. For some reason, I was thinking that was one of us, but I can't get there without provoking several attacks for opportunity, and I can't ignore enough injured bad guys to burst.
Okay.
So I'm just going to shoot this guy twice with an arrow.
All right. Which guy?
The guy that just got conked on the head with the shield.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you're just like right there. I mean, you're not like. Yeah, I mean, you're standing behind John Howell, but you're not 15 feet away from this guy.
No, I'm
Oh.
right there. So.
All right, they have AC 21. You've got +4 bonus, so 25. Or is that added in?
Nope. So
okay.
2 of them hit.
2 hits, yeah. The 16 will not hit for 19 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go take a look at how many hit points this guy. Ah, it's not dead yet. 19 points of damage. 2 arrows stick in this guy. And so he's like sliding sideways. You hit him sort of like in the wing, and he's spun around where suddenly he's looking at you. You hear this guy sort of like yell out, like, Bill, what are you doing? And, they look around and they see you and they're like, what are you doing? Oh. And
then I take a 5-foot step up next to Llama.
Okay, just to make sure that when this guy attacks you, she's there to help.
Yep.
That's good. That's smart.
Got your back.
Smart. All right. Perfect. All right. John Hyle is up.
Bjorn, do you want that grease spell removed, or are you okay with that?
Well, it doesn't affect me while I'm on the table, and there's nobody in it. So I mean, it's up to you. I think it's fine where it is.
Can you move it?
Are you still over the chest, right? The chest is on the table.
Yeah, I'm standing on the table and have a foot pressed on the chest. So I haven't had to deal. I won't have to deal with grease until I get off the table.
Can you move a grease spell?
I can dispel it.
No. Yeah, you can dispel it, but you can't move it.
Yeah. What does dispel a standard action, Mike? Do you remember that? Or
it's a swift, I believe. I believe to
it should stay in. I don't remember that one. I don't use that one.
I think it's a swift.
I mean, technically, you can just stop concentrating, don't you?
So
this is not a spell that you have to concentrate on. If it's like it was like an illusion or something, then yes. But I think to dispel an existing to dispel an existing spell, I think it's a swift action. So let's go with that until somebody finds it different.
All right. Well, I think I am going to dispel it just so Chuck doesn't have to worry about that anymore, Bjorn.
Okay.
And I think
the grease disappears.
I think I'm just going to do. I guess I'm just going to attack.
So you have reach, right? Your
Yeah.
claws. So yeah. So I guess this is the only person that you would attack, unless you want to attack one of the centaurs.
Well, if I do
Fiat might have something to say about that.
I can do a 5-foot step right to there. Can I do a 5-foot step?
Where did you go?
I'm like underneath the dead guy, right?
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
It's like half and half that. He's like half.
Yeah, I see you. Hold on. Let me bring you to the front. There we go. All right. So you're right there. So you're basically in front of like Beltran. You guys are all clustered around there. Yeah, you could do that.
All right. Then I'm going to do a full attack on if I need it on this guy. Hopefully, I won't need it. So, where's the? Okay, and this includes bonuses already.
Ooh, that's gonna hit.
Okay.
That was a 5-foot step. So are you doing a
Well, full attack if he needs it.
Yeah. So that was a bite. 1d6 plus 7. 12 points of damage.
Ooh, okay. Hold on, let me check on him. That's gonna. So that bite's gonna get him in the small of the neck and the shoulder blade, and you're gonna nick that carotid artery. So there's a fair amount of blood coming out of there, and you see his eyes sort of grow white, and he falls back down onto the ground.
So with reach, can I disconnect too, or is that?
Can't hear you.
No, I heard him. Yeah, I think so. I mean, do you want to? I mean, you're thinking about using like other your claw attacks
Yeah,
on
I
him?
got 2 claw attacks.
He's got range.
Yep. Yeah, I think that would be okay if you can.
Twice then. So 15 will miss, 22 will hit.
Yep.
So let's see, 1d.
So this guy doesn't have a ton of hit points either.
9 points of damage, 3 points of bleed.
So that's 12.
Yep.
So you get him. Your claw gets him across the chest, but you get as the blood starts gushing out of there, he sort of staggers backward and a couple of steps, and he's just like gushing blood. And you think that maybe you've hooked a claw sort of underneath that breastplate, you know, that sort of that bone there, that whatever that's called, sternum, and you think you might have got him in the lung, because the next thing that happens is you see him sort of glurt up a big blob of blood, and his eyes just go wide, and he falls onto the ground, sits there for a second, and you see him sort of slide.
That's 2 for 1.
A 2 for Heil's dangerous.
I'm gonna growl at that last one.
Definitely Beauty and the Beast.
And just as a side note, I don't know but it's possible that both of those count as a verm, because I think I'm the only one who hit either of them.
Ooh, 2. Are we talking about a double verm here?
I'm thinking we're talking about a 2 for verm.
Holy shit snacks. That can't possibly be.
No, wait, it would only be 1 because the arrows hit one of them.
All right. Oh, that's right. It was only be 1. So that is a verm. 1 verm for John Heil. Very nice. Okay. We'll put you on the big board later tonight. All right. So you snarl, I guess, what, like this one here, the one next to Fiat?
No, that's one that's still by the chest, this guy.
This guy here?
He's one of ours.
No, he's not. He's one of Sabas's.
Yeah, he's one of Sabas's guys. And he's still trying to get the chest, right? I mean, he's standing right there anyway.
Well, he was standing there, yeah. I mean, he was sort of like kind of figure out what the hell was going on, but yeah, he was going to try and get the chest. All right, is that it for you?
Yep.
Right.
So where are the guys? Where are the guys that are with us?
All right, so they're kind of hard to see. So there's like, hold on a second.
No, this guy. That guy's one, right?
So yeah, that guy's one. I'm going to mark them with blue circles, blue balls. So that's one. There's another one here underneath the air elemental. Yeah, actually, you know what? I'm going to move the air elemental just over a bit. You can see that one's, so Wage is over here. There's another guy here. Where's the other guy? There was one more around here somewhere where I don't see him. He might be.
Where's Wage, or whatever his name is?
So Wage is right here, next to the
okay,
air elemental. Oops.
Is the big guy tripped?
And this guy is the guy who is currently grappling Sabas. Okay, that's Wage's guy.
Okay.
Now the big guy is a guy named Baron. That's Wage's brother. But Wage mentioned earlier that he's looked better. They did something. He did something to him. Because obviously he's a normal human in another situation, but he's not a normal human. Now he is prone because he got hit by he was in the grease, I think, and fell down. But he was crawling away with Sabas, but Sabas got grappled. So now probably he is going to be jumping up, getting prone or getting back up and doing all the things that he wants to. All right. All right. So, as it happens, it's Baron's turn, and he is going to take a moment to jump to his feet and punch, or he's got a club, so he's going to get that. So Wage's guy, if he wasn't grappled, would get an attack of opportunity. I don't know that anybody
the air elementals are not going to take their attack of opportunity because
they are not going to. So
their
Baron,
focus is on that guy. And once he gets ungrappled, they're going to jump in and grab him and try and take him up in the air.
All right, so Baron is going to use his club to clout Wage's guy as hard as he can to try and ungrapple him from Sabas. Because Sabas is screaming bloody murder over there. He's like, Baron, get me out of here. We got to get out of here. Ooh, that 32 is going to definitely hit. So he does this. Oh, max damage. You guys see this big guy stand up. He pulls like a cudgel out of his, off the ground and just goes bang and hits the shit out of this guy, out of Wage's guys. I don't know that it's going to break the grapple, but it definitely hurts him. Max damage, and he is just like, he's staggered. And so Sabas is going to get a bonus when he tries to break the grapple next time. But yeah, he's just like, and Wage is like, no, what are you, Baron? What are you doing? That's your friend, that kind of thing. But that's all he does. So this is this guy. And he is going to, actually, you know what he's going to do? He's going to leave off of the chest, and he is going to run over, charge Wage's guy that has Sabas and try and bull rush him into the wall. If he successfully bull rushes him, that's going to break the grapple. He's basically going to just like tackle the guy and try and knock him out. So his CMB is +8. Let's set up the thing there while I check what the CMD of the guy is. Bull rush. CMD of the guy is 23. So it could happen. Nope, does not. So this guy runs over here, smacks into Wage's guy, and goes nowhere. I'm trying to think of Wage. I think Wage would do this. So I think Wage is going to take the attack of opportunity and just like slug this guy. He has a, well, no, he wouldn't use that. Yeah, he would. So he's no, he's not. So he's going to pass. He has a Gizarm, so he's not going to be able to take advantage of the opportunity. The guy's too close. But no, yeah, he's just gonna skip it. All right, Phineas is up. All right, so Phineas, you think the lion has lost interest in the yarn, because it's definitely attacking that friendly centaur that you like.
Yeah, I would sense that the lion is no longer interested in my yarn.
You would definitely. Where are you, by the way? Where is Phineas?
I am writing.
Oh, there you are. Are you riding the?
Well,
Or are you just behind? No, you're behind it. You're not riding there.
I'm not
phrasing. Oh.
I'm saying inspire courage,
which we all appreciate very much.
Right, but today it's going to be Neil Diamond from the jazz singer America.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, I think we can. What the heck? All right, here we go. All right, so inspire, encourage. Are you gonna move at all or anything like that?
I'm gonna dance to the beat, but I'm gonna keep my same.
Keep your composure.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna stay where I am.
All right. Centaur Bowman is going to fire at the lion, and he is unhappy at that as well. So I'm going to fire 2 arrows. Ooh, that's going to hit. And then is he getting the benefit of the +4?
I would have done the prayer and the bless, and I would have considered him an ally.
All right, so he is going to get the benefit of that. 2 hits on the lion for 15 points of damage. That may do him. Oh no, he's still alive. But you see two arrows shoot into this guy. All right, so the lion is starting to take him. You hear him like hissing and mewling as the centaur tries to get him. The centaur with the hammer tries to get another shot at him. This guy is toasted. All right, Sabas is going to try and break the grapple with his escape artist. So his escape artist is supposed to be pretty good. Here we go.
It's just starting to crescendo.
I didn't touch it.
Somebody did.
Oh, all
It's
right.
all right. You're all inspired anyway.
All right. Escape artist is really high, actually. All right. So he has to beat a grapple check of 23, which he does handily. 19 on the die. Sabas disengages. So that's a standard action, and he gets a move action.
No, he doesn't.
Because they are holding their actions, so they have to try and grapple him.
Not grapple. They're going to use a whirlwind.
Okay.
Which is basically just engulfs him and takes him up in the air. So, unfortunately, he's got a good chance of doing this. He's got a DC 15 reflex save to make to avoid.
All right. His reflex is +9, so not impossible.
Like I said, he's got a good chance of doing it. I've just got 3 of them there. That one of them worked.
Yeah, he got out of there.
Okay, so the second one's going to try the same thing.
No.
Okay. So.
Is the third one going to try too?
Nope, doesn't need to. Third one's still staying on that same op fire. If he ever gets out of this, they're going to grab him.
All right, so this guy's got him in a whirlwind. Just to look at what that does.
Basically, grappled inside them is what it is.
Creatures trapped in the whirlwind cannot move except to go where the whirlwind carries them.
Yep.
Trapped creatures can otherwise act normally, but must succeed on a concentration check. -4 penalty to Dex, -2 penalty to attack rolls. Will only fit in one time. Okay.
That's the first action, is to grapple him. Second action is to take him 20 feet up in the air, right above right there.
All right, so fly up and over.
Yep, and he's 20 feet up right there.
All right, so right here, and it's this one.
It would, yeah, one of them. I don't know.
All right, so they are up in the air. All right, so so basically he gets loose, and then all of a sudden these three elementals just converge on him, suck him up into the air, and like loop him over the top of everybody over to this where they're now 20 feet, like they're heading in the other direction. All right. That's great. Fiat, you're up. Now, this guy in front of you, you've stabbed him twice through the wall. He doesn't have a lot of hit points. All his guys are dead. Frankly, you're getting bonus XP if you can manage to kill this guy through a wall.
Through a wall.
The guys with yellow balls are with the auction house, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're with the guy that's floating in the air, yeah.
No, please do. I understand that little fella's got to stay sleeping, so typing is okay. Yeah, we can hear you.
Don't stereotype.
He said this guy close enough for me to stab.
He is, yeah, he's still close enough for you to stab.
Then let me stab him good.
Okay, can you roll?
Yeah.
All right, your stab bonus is
Say a grown man, say I'm gonna stab him.
if you use your short sword is +10.
Well, I'm just gonna roll a D20.
Okay, go ahead and roll it, and then we'll add the bonuses.
Yeah.
So 5 + 10 is 15, +4 is 19. His AC is, I believe, actually 19. Hold on just a second, I'm gonna check just to be sure. no, it's AC 21. So you did miss him that time. Do you want to move or anything? You're still in that building, sort of the tower of that building. That guy knows you're there, which is probably why he was able to avoid you. He knows that you've been trying. You've stabbed him twice through that crack in the wall. He's probably, considering how wounded he is, he probably doesn't want to get hit again. So, do you want to move? You still can move.
They try to stab him again.
You get 2 attacks? I don't think you do.
I don't.
Not at 5th level. I was going to say, no, you can't stab him again this round. You can wait and try and stab him again next round, depending on whether he moves or not.
So is this the old glory hole attack?
Yes, exactly.
Dang.
The old GHA. Look at Eric. Eric's just like he's recovering from that comment.
All right. Can I leap out?
All right, you can't leap out. I don't think you can leap out through those cracks. You have to kind of go back around and out, like maybe either here or here. But you move at, hold on. Your movement speed is 30, I believe.
But he's holding a baby, so...
He's holding a baby, so that's going to slow him down. That's difficult terrain. No, your speed is 20, sorry. Small legs.
All right. If I can't get through there, if I cannot leap into the fray...
Not this round.
Okay, dang it. All right. Shoot. And so I just can't get this one. That's too bad. Too bad. All right. I want to get around and somehow get around and get to that guy and stab him again. And I also is somebody trying to charm the lion who is attacking my centaur sweetheart?
Well, I think Phineas is going to ultimately try and capture that lion somehow with some sort of charm spell. But I don't know that you would know that. I don't know that Fiat would know that. Fiat would know that lion has attacked your friend.
I'm moving. I shall move south, and I want to go around that wall out, and
okay.
Then go east and go north. And,
okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get to just the door after, because you attacked around it, so you only have 1 movement action. So you can just get to the edge of the thing, but you pulled out of that area, and you can get to here. Then you might be able to get there next round. Hobbits don't move very fast because they've got little tiny stump legs. So nothing happened in there. All right, but that sounds good. So Hammer Centaurs had just about enough of this lion, and she is going to attack and try and.
Guys, sorry, my browser is freezing up. Not sure why. I'm gonna quickly restart and rejoin you.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you in a minute. So she's going to attack the lion. So the lion has an AC of 15. Not very great. Okay. 24 will hit. That's a solid hit. And that is, I believe, where is it? It's D8 plus 5. So she's going to do 9 points to the lion, which he has only 5 left. So that is going to, you see her come rearing around like almost like polo style, where she just comes up from underneath this thing and hits him square in the nuts with this hammer. It squeals once, lets out a hiss, and goes flying over here and lands with a variety of broken pieces, like somebody cut its strings, like a marionette with its cut strings. She stamps around, and you could see her sort of like looking at the cuts on her flanks as she takes out the lion. All right, that is her. Llama's up.
I think Llama's just gonna attack the lion tamer dude. I have to take a 5-foot step to do it.
Just move like a 5-foot step south and just like chop this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have turned this auction into a wipeout.
You take that button off, please. I got it.
You got the mouse.
Can you play Wipeout?
I could. I choose not to.
22's a hit.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's unusual.
There it comes.
Never mind. That's actually that was a much bigger hit.
So 22 is a hit, definitely.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. And
Doesn't
then I have
matter?
no, it doesn't. We're just noticing a discrepancy in the sheet where I was looking.
Oh, do you need to re-roll that then?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, well, yeah, 31 will hit too.
That's the second. I just, in case my damage wasn't enough, I rolled them both. That's all.
All right, so he has 11 points left. So think you can do that?
He's done. I got a plus 14, so he's done.
He's done. So you just cut him down like a sheaf of wheat. Just come back and he's down. So let's look and see who we got here. We got Sabas, who's trapped up in the sky. We got two of Sabas's guys who essentially are about to be engaged by Wage's guys. We still have Wage's brother Baron, who is probably going to take it to the elementals, at least for now. So let's carry on, shall we? So Sabas. So is Whirlwind, I'm looking at Whirlwind. Is there any way for somebody to get out of a Whirlwind? An affected creature must succeed on a reflex save when it comes in contact with a Whirlwind or take damage. Second reflex save for being picked up bodily, automatically taking damage. You're just going to fly. Creatures trapped in a whirlwind cannot move except to go where the whirlwind goes. Trapped creatures can otherwise act normally, but whirlwind can have many creatures. Whirlwind can reject creatures. So I don't see anything here where a guy can get out of a whirlwind. Would escape artist work? Like to try and like dive out of it?
You're muted, Mike.
What are you drinking, Les?
Huh? This, you mean?
Yeah.
This is a little something I cooked up in the lab.
Okay.
You're muted, Mike?
Got my like Erlenmeyer flask.
You're muted, Mike.
You're muted, Mike.
Oh,
for Pete's sake. There you go.
At least someone's paying attention to what I'm doing.
You can't hear yourself chewing anyway. You're safe.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine it's just the DC again.
All right, so what was the DC? He's going to try and like jump out of the whirlwind, and he doesn't care that he's
15. He's going to take damage.
50. Oh yeah, if he jumps out, he'll definitely take damage. But I mean, he needs to get out of there. All right, so his reflex is +9. So he does manage to leap out of the grasp of the air elemental. He falls to the ground. 2d6.
Yep.
And falls to the ground. Boom. 5 points of damage. Let's put it. Oh, and he lands with a thud. And then uses his remaining action to get back on his feet from a prone position. He landed, he's prone. Now, Beltran technically is in a position, and Phineas are both, and Heil are both and this chick are both in a position to attack of opportunity on.
There's a reason I put him in the air right there.
Yeah, he fell. So Phineas and Beltran and Heil, you guys make the decision. She's gonna opt not to do it.
I'll just yell subdue the guy. I cannot take an attack of opportunity because I got a ranged weapon in my hand.
All right, Heil and Phineas, you guys have the opportunity. I mean, it's your call here. What are you gonna do?
I'll swing a short sword.
All right, so you pull a short sword and just like chop at this dude. All right.
Yeah. What do I need to roll?
Your attack roll for short sword. Hold on. So I may actually have this for you, but it'll be on your sheet.
which I never fight, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
I know. Hold on, let me see where I got it.
I've got lots of pluses, aside from my fantastic wardrobe.
The last sheet I got from you is from August or July, so I don't know if it's going to be perfect. It has you at 4th level. So is that where you are? No, I think you're.
No, I'm 7th level.
So I had you at +3 at 4th level. So what level are you now? You're 7th level, so probably +6.
At 4. Or at 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So probably +6. So go ahead and roll it.
So roll 20 plus 6.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get to add bonuses for Inspire Courage?
Actually, yeah, you get the 4 bonus.
Yeah, you get the +4.
Okay, any other pluses?
I think that's it.
Okay.
18. So +4 is 22. That's going to be a hit. You managed to stab. Is this the first time you've stabbed anything?
Yeah.
I think this is the first time that Phineas has ever stabbed anybody. You guys, so the rest of you, I just want to say the rest of you guys should be very proud that you took a perfectly good lawyer out of Apara Kadira, or out of Kathir, turned him loose on the world and forced him to stab somebody during a stolen goods auction gone bad.
Our job is done here. We're out of here.
I'm just saying, this, things have gone terribly awry. All right, roll damage. So it's short sword, so that's D6 plus your bonus. So your original bonus was, that's fiat.
I know you get +2 with Inspire Courage. Anything else?
You get +3 damage for a variety of stuff going on, and then your regular bonus was +0. Your strength being 11. So yeah, +3 on this roll. So it is a D6 +3. D6 8 points. Man, not only did you stab him, but you stab him hard. You hear him let out a yelp as he's standing, getting to his feet, and he's like, "Why? Who are you guys? Why are you killing me? I've done nothing."
Sounds about right.
All right, awesome. So he's up. Beltran's in it. What about you, Hal? You gonna take an attack of opportunity?
I'm going to try to intimidate him. Tell him to lay down and surrender. That we're not going to kill him if he doesn't run away.
All right. So intimidate check.
See what that is.
So an intimidate check goes against
sense motive.
Sense motive.
Or if they don't have sense motive, there's a formula that allows you to use their hit die.
Oh, he has sense motive, so he's pretty high sense motive too. Ooh, 11. All right. So here's the thing. He's got a +12 sense motive. So we'll go.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the motive is true though, Les. I'm not lying. I mean, I'm going to kill him if he tries to run away. So
he doesn't believe you, and he plans on running. I mean, you could see in his eyes he plans on running away anyway. He thinks this is a wipeout, and he's worried that. I'm sorry. Did somebody say wipeout? So he thinks that you guys are just like this is a murder spree between you guys and Wages guys and the Centaurs to take his stuff. So he is frightened out of his mind. He is getting out of there, and he frankly doesn't believe you when you say you'll let him go. So he's taking off. All right, next, Bjorn. All right, we're back at the top of the order. Bjorn, you're standing on top of there. There's nobody now around. The guy who works...
Hey, Les.
Yep.
This guy, I forgot.
Well, he's 20 feet in the air.
But since they moved at he's basically on his turn. And actually, technically, this guy is now too. Because those two tried to do something, which moved their initiative away from mine and down to his.
All right, so let's put them in the initiative. They're actually going to be below him, so let's go ahead and do them. So his initiative is 9. We're going to put these guys at 8. All right. So that means that they can go now.
So this one's going to drop to where it's at and then try and grapple him again.
Okay. So you said it was a 15, and his reflex is 9. Oh, God. He's fucking grabbed again. All that effort, and he's freaking whirlwinded again. All right, you got him. What about the other 2?
Well, this one didn't do anything, so he still goes on my turn. But this one tried last time to grab him, so he's also on there.
Okay. Why don't you just do all the elementals on the same turn?
Okay, so they'll go
just
now.
Keep things easier, yeah.
Okay. This guy's going to come over and put himself right there.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to, sort of fly over everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
They can move 101 movement.
Yeah. No, they move fast.
And then the other one, he's going to move out away and then up and over. So he's got to do a double move probably to get over. But basically, they're going to barricade around him. The guy that grabbed him is going to go 20 feet back up in the air.
Well, he can't yet. Oh, well, yeah, I guess he can.
Yeah, because he went down. Well, no, he can't because that split in his movement.
He had to go, and then he had to grapple. So he's still on the ground, but the rest of these guys are sort of clustering around him.
Clustered around him, so he can't, even if he gets away from that, he can't go anywhere because there's enemy squares.
Okay.
There's enemies surrounding him. So, okay, then they're all done.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Bjorn, you are up.
Mike, you made Les swear. Well done.
Sweet.
So,
I swear all the time. That's not a big deal.
Nobody is attempting to move towards the chest?
Well, give me a perception check.
12.
12. Yeah, as far as you know, nobody seems to be moving in perception check. You got one guy prone up there. You got a couple other guys who are over here. As you look over, you see these guys, Sabas's guys, are engaging Wage's guys. So there's a little fisticuffs over there. You do not see what Baron is doing.
Okay, well, I'm going to go. I guess I'll give up my initiative. I'm going to go on op fire. If anybody comes towards the chest, I'm going to brain them.
Okay, so you're on op fire. You're basically holding an action. If anybody approaches you, you're going to take that action.
Right.
Got it. Okay. Beltran of Yore.
I'm gonna approach the chest. Just kidding.
That action kicks in.
That kicks in. I am going to move to here.
Okay.
Smack her hind side, and heal her for 21 points.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
This almost makes up for the poetry.
Almost. I'm trying. There's only so much I can do with one round.
This almost makes up for that terrible poem.
I still want to hear what the poem said.
Oh, we've got a copy of it somewhere. It's going to be posted. I've got it. So when I do the recap for tonight, I didn't get the big team recap, but it's all written down. We've got it.
Okay, I want to hear it.
It'll be posted online sometime this week. All right, so you run over there and you heal her. Much obliged to you, she is. John Heil. So you are here next to. So Sabas was still on the ground. So,
he's still.
Yeah. So John.
He's not on his feet, but he hasn't gone up yet.
Yeah, you've seen all these air elementals cluster around him, and they're pulling him off the ground. And you can see him sort of he didn't respond to your intimidation check at all.
What's going on with the guy laying down? What's he doing?
He's just laying there. As far as you know, he's just no. He's not Sabas's guy. He was one of the gate guys. So realistically, he would have gotten up and taken off. So he's out this way. So he's not.
All right, I'm going to leave Sabas for the other guys because I'm more concerned about the chest at this point, which it looks like he's given up. So I'm going to move to about there.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
$16.
16. So as you come across there in front of Bjorn, you see Bjorn sort of looking around to the left. He's looking at Sabas's guys to the right. What he's not looking at is Baron. So this guy right here, you see, is now on his feet. Yeah, he can see Sabas across the way. He's got his club in his hand, and he's looking right at Bjorn. And you figure that next round, or this round, he's going to go after the chest. He's going to attack Bjorn with everything he's got.
Okay, you know what? When I come up behind Bjorn, I'm going to tell him I'm going to grab the chest. Bjorn?
Up, standard. Your held action kicks in. You have your chance to kill John Heil for good.
And then I'm going to tell him to watch out for the big guy to his southeast.
Okay.
So move action and standard action to grab the chest. I guess that's two move actions, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Bjorn, I just want to, for the record, do you give John Heil the chest?
Yes.
Okay.
And at this
John,
point,
you have the chest.
At this point, the op fire would be gone, right? So do I slide into this initiative spot?
I don't know that. Well,
because I held an action to
yes.
protect the chest. So John's going to come take the chest and told me to watch my 6. So now, obviously, I'll spin around and pay attention more to what's going on down there.
Yes, you would go after John Heil.
Okay, so that resets my initiative.
What's Jennifer laughing about?
Because you said yes, you would go after. Oh, you would go after John Heil, not.
After
John Heil.
I get you. There's still the opportunity. I mean, everybody wants to kill him. So, I mean, you could become a hero to all.
Actually, Chuck, I would continue to hold and then just go in whenever you want to. I mean, if you want to take your action now, go ahead.
Well, no, I guess what I'm getting at, I'm not going to take an action effectively this round. I'm just wondering if my initiative resets or if I do nothing.
If you do nothing, it can go back to where it was.
Does it go back to being the 24?
Yes.
Yeah, it can go back to being where you want it.
Okay. Well, then
no, it definitely goes back to being 24 if you do nothing this round.
Okay. Well, then I'll do that then.
All right. So you're gonna go back. You're gonna stay at 24.
I'm sorry.
Now you're still holding your action. So if there's something that, I mean, I know that you declared for
somebody going after the chest.
Yeah, you can technically still keep that action.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to necessarily wait for that series of events to occur. You can just
you can hold that action. If someone still approaches you, you can smack them, and then your initiative goes there. And then if it doesn't happen before your 24 initiative, then you just jump back into there and it goes away, and you continue like normal.
Okay, well, let's do that then.
Okay. All right, so now it's Baron's turn, and he is going to charge Bjorn with a bull rush, and he is going to do a flying tackle to take you off of the top of the thing. You will get an attack of opportunity as he leaps at you, but he's basically turning himself into a giant cannonball to try and bull rush you off the table.
Okay.
Basically, all this is happening at the same time. He's rushing you to try and get you away from the chest, but John Heil snags the chest away just as you look around, and you're like, whoosh. So I'm assuming you're going to want to take your, I mean, it's up to you. You can take that attack now if you want.
I'm going to take my attack of opportunity.
All right.
Does Heil hold that chest with one hand, Les, or does he need both hands?
25.
That's easily a hit.
26.
Heil needs both hands. 26, yeah, that'll hit. That will also hit. Heil needs both hands to do the chest, so I'm assuming that whatever weapon you have, you've sheathed.
Well, I'm using claws and bite, so.
So no problem. But yeah, it'll take both hands to carry the chest away. All right, so that is a hit. So 16 points of damage.
Plus 3, 19.
Plus 3, 19.
I don't have any of the magic pluses built in.
Okay, so he doesn't have DR or anything, but it doesn't slow him down. He takes the damage. It does not slow him down. So he is going to do essentially a bull rush. He's flying tackle to knock you off of the table.
Right.
His CMB is plus 13. So he has to get past your CMD.
Which is 27.
Nat 20.
So that works.
All right. So he does a flying body tackle on you, and you guys go off the other side as you both end up prone on the ground over here in front of the this centaur. So you guys are both prone. Hold on, I'm going to do this. And down on the ground. Hold on a sec. But you are not grappled. You just got knocked off of the table.
Right.
All right. You can't crit CM combat maneuvers, can you? I feel like I should get some sort of critical effect there.
Well, if it does damage, then yes, you can. But
doesn't do damage.
That one wasn't do damage.
You can make the distance we fly further, but it still doesn't do any damage.
Well, yeah, I mean, you would ultimately bounce. I mean, you almost sort of like bounce off of that centaur right now, so it's not like there's a lot of room to go. But yeah, no, you guys are fine. So you can't crit CMs or combat maneuvers, which frankly, somebody should write something that helps that. All right, so that is his work. Phineas, you see all this taking place in front of your eyes.
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
Well, so I cast Unnatural Lust on this guy for the closest centaur.
God.
Okay.
Wow.
You should have cast it on the Hobbit.
The
Hobbit already has
writes
it.
bad poetry.
He's already got.
The Hobbit already has it. We're good.
No, I mean him to be a naturally lustful. The Hobbit deserves to have somebody lust after him. He's writing these good poems and everything.
Nice song.
All right, so you cast. All right, Unnatural Lust. All right, let's just go.
Centaurs
to
are going to be like, whatever the hell we bathed in, we're never bathing in it.
We're never doing that again.
It doesn't matter as long as she clobbers the crap out of him.
All right, so Unnatural Lust. Let's just go to the rules and see what this does. So your target is filled with lust and desire for a single creature or object designated by you. That creature or object must be within the spell's range, blah, blah, blah. A compulsion to rush to the subject of its lust and passionately kiss or caress that subject on its next turn, taking no other actions.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. They're never coming to this part of the country ever again.
So here's the interesting part. If the target would not normally have lustful feelings toward the designated creature or object, it receives +4 on its saving throw. So here's the question to you guys: would a enlarged, transformed human? Eric's cracking me up. Things have changed. They definitely have changed since first edition. So would an enlarged, altered human find an attractive centaur to be outside of the realm of possibility?
Well, the Hobbit seemed to think she was hot, so we're beyond sort of.
Thinks everybody's hot.
We're beyond species issues here.
That's true. We're through the looking at. I'm going to say he does not get the bonus of that saving throw. That he would like a centaur, and
he's her size now.
So this is a will save. He does not get the +4. What is the saving throw?
How can that be? A natural human, only 10% of them are attracted to those that are not in their same cultural group.
Have you never met a horse girl?
4 legs. I mean, I just can't see that to be a natural. I think you're talking about 1% of humanity.
You need to check out.
You need to check.
You need to check out some HBO. They have places where girls make their boyfriends dress up like horses.
Right, exactly. I'm thinking of those.
Wait, what?
Costumes, and that's a very small percentage.
Wait, are you talking about? That's not HBO. That's Cinemax, right?
No. This was a special on HBO.
Wait, what? Now, what? Go back through that. Wait, let's just pause for a second. I want to hear this from Chuck. Now, what did you see?
No, we'll have to talk about that later. Let's get on with the adventure.
All right, fine. All right, so what is the saving throw against this spell?
34.
Shut up. 34. Can't be. The DC check? Come on. 34?
Oh, Jesus. 27.
What's
plausible? Just tell me what's plausible, because.
Wait. So it's a.
For your level and what that's doing, it probably should be in the mid-teens.
First level, yeah, it's like 16. First level spell, 7. So you're 7th level.
Yeah, it'll
almost certainly be.
What level spell is it?
Wes, you got to write that
First
on
level.
the board. Just tell me what's plausible, DM. You got to write that down.
Yeah, that goes on Tiny Batman.
I got it. It's here.
I've never thought to try that before. That's ingenious.
It is genius.
I think it's 17. So if you're 7th level and it's a first level spell, I think it's 17.
No.
It's not?
What about
Is it a first level spell?
It is. For bards, yeah.
Okay, so it's 10 plus 1 plus whatever his casting stat is.
All right, so
casting stat bonus is.
Charisma bonus. What's your charisma bonus, Andrew?
+4.
All right, so that is a 15. All right, so
Wait. This is an old sheet. It is now +6. No, wait. I've got that around.
Just tell me what's plausible.
Charisma bonus is +10.
Oh, it is not.
10?
That's not plausible?
No.
That's not plausible.
Would you believe
Hey, what?
+8?
I would give him a 17 just because of the whole plausible thing, and we'll just run it down.
Just because of the whole plausible. All right, here we go. So just to let you guys know, his will save is +3.
You better
So we may, Houston, we may have a problem.
-2.
We definitely.
No.
So
It's about to get weird. Oh wait, as if the love note wasn't weird enough, it's about to get weird.
This is a different chick, at least, right?
Unnatural lust on this guy. So he was prone after tackling Bjorn, but now you sort of see him he sort of cocks around on the. Oh, that was the wrong choice of words.
Phrasing.
He sort of moves around, and you see him on the ground, and he's like.
Where can we eat careless?
Smiling at the. Hey. So he's looking at the centaur, and you see him beginning to sort of, I don't even want to say.
Make eyes at her?
Beginning to get up, and from a prone position.
Oh.
There's nothing here that I can say that isn't horrible. So so he's looking at the centaur with lust in his eyes.
You know what?
Did you see what Thea wrote? By Desna, I will end him.
This adventure has been the best adventure ever.
All right, so
come on, Fiat. He's moving.
Yeah. Is this the same female centaur? Or
no, it's a different one. But
I
think Fiat feels like all of the centaurs are sort of.
they all belong to him. Yeah. Okay.
He's moving in on your girl, Fiat.
Right.
And this one's
Phineas, well done. You're gonna get some bonus points for this match.
Can you give him some extra extra XP for not making me the target of that spell?
Double.
Thank you very much.
So, okay. All right. So, Phineas, do you do anything else? Like move out of the way because
definitely.
No, I want to watch.
So frankly, you're standing behind the centaur right now, and
I want to watch.
I'm not a naturalist by any such a word, but I feel like that's the exact wrong place to be.
Oh, then yeah, sure. I'll move.
Okay.
I'll go to
this centaur woman's gonna be
here in the tower where I can see.
All right, so you literally back into the building, so you can see. So you're protected by stone walls, but not.
But I can still see.
But you can still view the hardness.
Oh my god!
So wrong. All right. All right. Centaur with the bow.
Good thing he doesn't see that big dude making eyes at his.
Yeah, I don't think he would, frankly. But there's a lot of things. I think he's. I'm curious as to what he might do. I don't know that he would do much of anything. You know what? He's going to come through.
He can still see both the Sabas's guys.
Yeah, but he doesn't really have like a problem with them per se, not like you guys do. So he's going to come around here behind Beltran, and he's going to pass Lama and come around by Beltran. And says, is she okay? Have you he's like looking over at his friend. Is she all right?
Yes, she'll be fine.
Oh, okay, good. And you see him sort of like he's still got his bow in his hand and he's still whirling around looking for targets. So this is Sabas. So Sabas he's 20 feet up. Or, well, no, he's still on the ground, isn't he? You guys haven't had an opportunity to take him up in the air yet, have you?
Yeah,
Correct.
he's still on the ground, but he's grappled.
Yeah.
He is going to try escape artist to try and get out.
It's not the escape artist. This is the rolling DC.
It's the reflex. The reflex save.
Yeah. Like I say, he's got a better. Yeah, he made it.
He made it. So he slips out, and since he does not fall and subsequently doesn't go prone, he's gonna run. Hold on, I'm checking his speed. So he is going to light out. Actually, you know what? He's going to go. He doesn't know what happened, so he's going to go over here behind the centaur and go over to his friend Baron and say, Baron, get up! We've got to get out of here. And he grabs onto Baron and begins trying to haul him upwards. So
That's not going to go all that well for him.
He's going over here because he doesn't know that Baron has a new master now, a new mistress, as you will. Fiat, you're up. So based on what you told me last time, do you still want to come out and around? That guy's dead. So
it seems like we've got most of the bad guys on the run.
we do, yeah. So the gate guys took off. I mean, Wage and his friend over here are fighting two of Sabas's guys. So there's like a little like fisticuffs going on over there. But beyond that, other than that big dude who may or may not be under the effect of a perverse spell, yeah, I don't think there's any more enemies.
3 inches.
But you wouldn't know that because you're on the other side. You see none of this.
Right. Okay. I've got to see stuff. I've got to emerge from that structure and go east.
Okay.
And
you can get to your first move action will get you to that corner there.
Right. So I can now see stuff. Okay.
Yeah, you can see what's happening. So I guess you can see part of it. So you see the centaur that you like. You see Beltran right next to her. He's touching her. You see the other centaur on the other side of Beltran asking him something. Give me a perception check real quick, actually.
If it doesn't, you have to get to move in Sabas moves.
No, they broke there.
I thought they were still
14. Yeah, beyond those guys, you can see Lama, who's sort of looking over at Beltran and the centaur, and so beyond that, you can see you can see the other centaur and some action going on over there, but beyond that, you can't see much.
Right. What's happening with that chest?
With sorry, say that again.
The chest. John
you don't know. You don't know. Or is that something like you yell out to like Beltran?
What is he yell? Nice chest.
Thank you. I got to work out.
Yeah, they should go.
Bad guys are dead, mostly.
Do you still? Is he waking up? Is Oren waking up? He is waking up.
What's his name?
Oren.
Oren? That's the third Oren. Well, second and a half I've known in my life. It's awesome.
Oren.
Second and a half.
I'm
The
afraid
first
it's the
half-
half that you've known.
He was a ghost in a camp I used to go to every summer. Somebody had found a picture from like 1904 of a casket picture of some guy, and his name was Oren Ski. Of course, he haunted the barn that we slept in. But then I know an Oren who's about 5 years old, and then this young type. That's awesome.
Yeah, the other Oren we know is like a little Viking. He's
he's
the
amazing.
most amazing little kid.
Yeah.
He's a little Viking. He's
I think
amazing.
he weighed 30 pounds at birth.
He's got like down to his butt long blonde hair.
Yeah. A walking tree stump.
Yeah, he's huge. He's Like, did you know Tom Bowman when he was young, Les? When he was like,
No. I didn't move down here until I was like 18 years old.
Yeah, in high school, Les's thighs were bigger than my waist.
Not Les's, Tom's.
Or Tom's, I mean, Tom Bowman.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, he was huge.
This kid will knock.
So, Eric, do you want to? Would Fiat like move forward to where Beltran is, or would he move around the buildings to try and see if there were any other enemies?
I'm gonna stealth the scene.
Okay, so you're gonna stealth and check out the other enemies.
Yes, I am.
All right, give me another stealth. Give me a stealth roll when you get a second, and I will put. He will get to here as he kind of goes around and scopes things out. Those guys are having a big fight. The centaur lady with the hammer basically thanks you, Beltran, and she tells her friend, "I'm just fine, thank you. Thanks to the elven priest, Aasimar priest. I'm fine. Who has Sabas? Where's the jester?" And she keeps looking around, doesn't see him. Lama, you're up.
I want to find this big party guy, this guy that wanted to play. I've been wanting to get to him all along. So
he wants to play differently now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's still prone
party
to,
guy?
right?
You're gonna step right into him when he tries to kiss the centaur.
We'll see how that works out for him.
Didn't the air elementals go with Sabas?
Mike, what's
on their turn? Yeah, their whole thing is just to follow and grab him. So it's not their turn, but when it's their turn, they're going to.
You come around that corner, Lama, and you see Bjorn is on the ground, kind of like pushing himself up in his armor. You see that guy, that big sort of like enlarged dude, and he's just like sort of looking. He's like looking at the centaur, and with this sort of like bedroom eyes. And he's
that's what she thinks of bedroom eyes.
He's beginning to stand up, and
I don't get the second one. Just
just the first one.
All right. So who are you attacking? The big guy or
the
Sabas?
big guy with the dreamy bedroom eyes.
Okay.
That's what Llama thinks of bedroom eyes.
Yeah. Llama's a little enraged right now. The bedroom eyes do nothing for her.
I got your bedroom eyes right here. All right. All three of those are you.
No. I moved, so I only got one.
All right. So first two are hits.
And the first one's a hit.
Oh, first one's a hit. Yeah. So just the 18.
18 points. Yeah.
All right. So you hit him with your bastard sword, and he is incredibly angry at you because you have interfered with his ability to talk to his lady loves, or to approach his lady love. So now you've got his full attention.
I'm going to ask her over my shoulder if she wants me to let him get up.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I'm going to ask her over my shoulder if she wants me to let him get up.
Hey, phrasing!
She looks over at you, she's like, what are you talking about?
She's not aware, huh?
She was not aware that she was the focus of this guy's lust. You all, I don't know that you would see Phineas giggling in that building either. So, all right. So you've got his full attention. Sabas is just like, oh shit. What do I do now? So,
I guess I should have killed Sabas, but Llama would have gone after the big guy. It just would have been more for style. Less thought, more fun.
All right. Elementus.
Okay. Make 3 more reflex saves.
Oh, God. All right. So reflex save is +9. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Did you get them all?
Yep, he got them all.
All right, so he dodged out of the way. So they're standing over there. Okay. All right, so they're going to do anything else?
That's all they can do.
Okay. How many more? So they've been around for a couple of rounds. How many more rounds are they?
They've been around for 4 rounds. They've got 3 more.
3 more. Okay.
He
you're
effectively can't get out now without going around them.
Right.
Well, he can acrobat through them. So we'll see if he's got pretty solid. I mean, he's a jester, so he's got pretty solid acrobatics.
We've got John Heil.
You guys have got a Heil. All right, Beltran, you're up.
I still see fighting going on over here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not actually doing it. They're just sort of like slugging it out. It looks like Wage's guys are getting the better of Sabas's guys. So yeah, I mean, they're just there's just a battle going on.
Okay, they're getting the better of them.
Yeah, they're just effectively they're out of initiative. They're having their own separate fight.
I'm gonna come over here and get up on the table. Can you put me on top of the table?
Everybody wants to stand on the table. What is this? That one bar from that movie, Coyote Ugly?
I'm an archer, so I like to be.
All right, so you get up on the table. Oops.
Have the centaurs been attacking?
Yeah, for me it was Coyote Ugly. I just wanted to dance.
There you go.
Okay, I'm gonna take a single shot at him with a blunt arrow.
Okay.
I'm trying subdual damage.
Subdual damage. All right.
Yeah.
31 to hit. Is that a potential crit?
No.
No.
It's one away, but.
All right. That will hit.
And it actually does 8 subdual damage.
8 subdual damage. Okay. Let's see.
Basically, I didn't take the +4 because it's the -4 to try and do subdual damage.
Okay, it hits him with an audible doink as the blunt arrow clacks into the side of his head, right in the temple. You get a perfect shot. He has 8 hit points, so dual damage. His eyes roll up in his head, and he falls down unconscious, flat as a pancake. Boing, just falls down. He goes down.
And then I say, "Stop, or I'll shoot."
All right, John Heil. So where are you even, John Heil? Oh, you've got the chest. All right, so you're next to Bjorn. You've got the chest.
Yeah, I was going to go into that little circular tower, which I guess I could. This guy's down on the ground. Can I step over him, or I guess I can go through these guys, right?
Yeah, they're friendly squares as far as you're concerned.
All right, he doesn't get an attack of opportunity being prone, or
he will, but he's got a big penalty to swing at you.
Well, he's not going to take it because he's got 2 other focuses. One Lama, the other the other thing. So he's not paying attention to you at all.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go into the doorway of this thing, drop the chest, and tell Lama to try to not kill the big guy. Just subdue him if you can.
Now you pissed off Lama.
All right. So you get in there. You've got the chest with you. It took both your actions because the chest is kind of heavy. All right, Bjorn. What about you?
I'm gonna get up.
All right. No attacks of opportunity because no one's paying attention to you.
Okay.
What round are we in, Les?
Something like 400. Something I don't know. So there's a lot.
I'm just trying to figure out how much raging Llama's got left.
I think we're on round. I think we just started round 5 tonight. So
tonight, but this one's been going on a while.
Yeah,
whatever's possible.
Whatever's plausible. This is
actually we're not that many rounds into it.
Yeah.
I think we're only about 5
maybe 8 or 9. Yeah. Well, no, you had a couple of rounds beforehand, but
I'll just take
maybe
8 rounds off. I'll take 8 off. Thanks.
All right. Now I know that this big guy is the brother of the guy that's a friend of ours, right?
Yes.
Right.
And I know that he looks pretty worse for wear.
He's been hit a couple of times. Yeah.
Well, this is risky in our campaign because you roll a crit, you kill people. But
right.
I'm going to attempt to do a gauntlet, basically punch him in the head.
Okay.
So 31 to hit.
31 will hit.
7 points of damage.
7 points of subdual damage.
Yes.
Okay. So you do manage. You just sort of reach down and punch him.
And then the other one would be 18 to hit.
That will also hit.
Actually, it will only actually be 15. Basically, it's a -4 to do subdual damage because you're trying to be careful. And so, since we've got a +4 magical thing, you just cancel that.
So it's 15 even. Yeah, it's still
15.
hit.
And then that would be 9.
How about
9.
the damage, Mike? Do you lose damage too when you subdue?
And do you still get the +3?
I don't think so. I think you just take the -4 to hit.
So the damage is the same.
Let me double check that, but I think that's
because subdual damage doesn't actually kill them. So the more damage is fine. In which case, at this point, it's 7 and 9, and if you get the magic bonuses to it, it would be +6 to that.
Right. So he's getting up on one elbow. You I don't know if you would have seen this, but he was looking at the centaur lady with unrequited, unmitigated lust. At which point, Lama came running over and clouted the shit out of him with her sword. At which point he's like, "How dare you take me away from the object of my affections?" So you take the opportunity to stand up and then just like hit him in the face as hard as you can with a gauntleted fist. His face goes like snapping backward. He kind of comes back around and his eyes are just a little rolling up. He kind of looks over at you, at which point you take the opportunity to smash him again, this time right on the bridge of his nose. You can feel it crunching on him. You broke his nose. Blood squirts out everywhere. He does like a couple of these and then just sort of like falls over and begins snoring heavily. So he's like, you can hear him like, like snoring away, completely out.
And as a free action, I'm going to call for someone to bind him until we can figure out how to get him back to his normal self.
Okay.
Lama will do that.
All right, so Lama's going to, pull out some ropes and tie him up?
Yeah.
All right. About the time you guys wrap that up, this thing wraps up over here. You have Wage sort of like, as one guy is down, and Wage has sort of like beat this other guy into submission, and he's essentially surrendered. So he's down to he's down a bunch of, oops, that was wrong.
He dead.
Not sure what happened there. He's not dead, but he is definitely submitted. So Wage has got him like sort of by the the back of the back of the neck, and this other guy is standing over here. He's like over there, and they're like, Wage yells out, "You didn't kill my brother, did you?"
He's just
whatever it is happened, it's the jester's fault. It's not his.
Yeah, and the jester shouldn't be dead either.
Yeah.
So Wage comes over and sort of looks at him and hears him snoring and sees his broken nose, and he's just like, "Oh, you big stupid idiot!" and kicks him in the shoulder. And you can see he's still asleep, but he like boots him. "My brother's an idiot. I don't know why he fell in with this stupid jester. Must be something else. He's also never done this before." And he looks at he's sort of like gesturing over there. So the jester must have done something to him. But now we fall out of initiative. And everybody's sort of like looking around is like, all right, now what?
So if I'm up and looking around, can I see this chick? Apparently not. She just disappeared.
She just took off. So she took off running.
Running? She didn't just disappear?
Well, I mean, she went behind this building. You don't see her.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to point out, unless I have to roll a perception.
Okay.
Do I need to, or did I see her when she took off?
You saw, so as you looked over there, you basically saw her. She had been watching the battle as opposed to participating. You turned to look at her just as she sort of like whipped around that corner. And after that, you couldn't see her.
Then I'm going to yell to everyone else, around the corner of this building, someone just fled.
Okay. I've got 3 rounds left of the air elementals. They can move 100 feet per move action. So I'm going to send them over.
Okay.
Go grab whoever that was over there and bring them back.
Okay.
So they can move up to 200 feet this round.
Okay.
And then if they can get to her within 100 feet, then they'll each try a grab. If they can't, then after the first round, they'll each get a grab attempt.
Okay. They'll end up grabbing her, and in at a couple of rounds, maybe 30 seconds later, they come back, they land, and they have her with them. And they land
basically,
over here.
as soon as they get back, they disappear.
Yeah. So they basically drop her over here, and then it's like, all right, we got her, and sploop, they're gone. So she's a elven woman, and she's just kind of like looking around, is like, look, I was just here as a consultant, and I don't even, I'm not part of this. I've got nothing against you guys. Basically, what she'll say is like, she was brought here by the lion guys to examine the goods. Essentially, she's a magic user. She came here to examine the goods on auction to make sure that there was, that they were real and there was no problems with them. That was her job here. She did not take part in the fight, and she has no beef with you guys.
Good.
And she would prefer that you guys do not murder her.
Okay. Since your job was to check out the items, you still get to do that. And once you check out the items, then you're good to go.
So I get to keep them, right?
No. If you want shot or dead.
Okay. Bring them back out, I guess. So you guys bring them back out on the table and sort of open up the chest?
Wait, do we...
We'll make sure both of these guys are bound up first.
Do we not have a magic user that can determine if these things are cursed or whatever they are? I mean, do we actually need her to do this?
Yeah, I don't know that we got any magic.
We don't. We used to have Don, but Don's character quit.
Yeah,
I'm
a weak magic user, but I'm not a guy to do that.
Okay, well then we need her to do this.
I think we should keep her in the tower. Let's keep it in the tower less, and she can do her work there.
Okay. So like where the tower where you are right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll do it. Just you guys are going to let me go afterwards, right?
As far as you know.
Unless you want to join us.
All right, hold that thought. I got to go pee. I'll be right back. I'm going to fix myself another drink. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment.
Man, that Les, what a jerk.
And actually, these towers are kind of small. Should I stay back or should I keep an eye on this chick?
Keep an eye on her.
I'm not thinking she's going to do anything just because I think we got her sufficiently scared.
Well, but as a knight, I don't really trust magic users.
You can stand in there.
I mean,
What am I, a chopped liver?
I trust our magic users. I don't trust other people's magic users.
Right, which you shouldn't actually. So
right,
that's a healthy stance to take.
So I have no idea if she's lying because I don't understand magic, and so unless we have one of our people who understands magic to sort of corroborate her story, then we won't know if she's lying.
Phineas has a decent sense motive, being a social type.
Let me check.
Mine's mediocre at best.
Damn.
Yeah, my sense motive is 3, so not that great.
Mine's double yours.
Is perception difference for different?
That's different.
Oh,
yeah. There's actually a skill called sense motive.
My sense motive is awful.
Okay. So yeah, we have no way to really effectively tell if she's lying.
So I can stand there and threaten to punch through the back of her face if that might make her a little more honest.
Yeah,
other than that,
if we've got someone with a good intimidate,
we can ask if she's
actually Fiat. So Fiat can kind of talk, but it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have whoever's really good at intimidating to kind of intimidate her into. I mean, the way Les is playing her anyway, I think she's already kind of intimidated. But
yeah, I was gonna say I don't have a good intimidate either. I don't intimidate people. I just actually do punch through their face.
You just tell them, "Don't do that, or I'll kill you." And when they say, "Yeah, right," then you kill them, and then you're like,
exactly.
Okay,
so they're not intimidated; they're just dead.
They're just dead.
It's pretty much Llama's technique. She doesn't intimidate people; she cuts them into little pieces.
I don't want her intimidated.
Are you guys talking about me?
Yes.
Not much.
Knew it. All right, sorry about that. All right, so basically everything sort of calms down, and she begins to examine the items. You open the chest, and there is a couple of things in it. A couple of things to look at.
Before you do that, you did hear that we've got both of these guys bound up quite a bit.
Yeah, I figured you just tie them up, right?
Yeah.
Both Sabas and the big guy.
Because I'm guessing any chance of getting this guy back to how he was.
So the big guy. So after about 10 minutes or so, he returns to normal size, and this sort of bestial sort of capabilities that he had, the sort of animalistic aspects that he has sort of go away. And he becomes a normal looking dude. Wage still takes a moment or two to kick him once in a while, just to tell him, that he's, but he stays asleep for a while. Eventually he sort of wakes up. He's like, what the hell happened? And Wage is like, you big idiot, and he's kind of smacking him around. It's clearly they are, obviously they are definitely brothers, who have, been fighting with each other their whole lives.
So he can take his brother and leave then.
Yeah, well, he wants to. Frankly, he wants to stay and see what happens. To be honest, he wants to find out about the things. He doesn't care about the items.
Yeah, he's got to take on the items.
Yeah. So yeah. Ultimately, if you're here for more than a half an hour, he will do exactly that. He'll be like, "Thanks for everything. Thanks for not killing me back at the stones. I'm going to take my brother with me, and I'll report back to House Tessarin that." Everything thing. He goes, but he does say, I do want to take the jester back with me.
No,
he has some answering to do to my master. Remember, it was House Tessarin that sent this guy before he went rogue.
I'm not sure about giving him back yet.
Well, we have a legitimate House Tessarin has a legitimate claim on this on the jester.
So do we.
He belongs to us.
I've got a llama and a Bjorn that says we've got a bigger claim.
Well, what are you going to do with him? I mean, Wage asked you, it's like, well, what are you going to do with him? Are you going to just execute him?
I don't know yet.
None of your damn business.
Well, it is my business. He belongs to my master's house. I have to. I'm.
Yeah, but see,
we've already
wanted to bring him back here.
He cheated the guy we're working for. So, as far as we're concerned, he needs to go back to our guy and face justice.
Was that part of? I'm outside, but was that part of the deal with the guy that we were supposed to be buying from and enlisted us? Yeah, I don't know that he gives a damn. I don't know that he gives a damn
Baron
one way or
Bourtze?
the other about the jester.
You guys didn't talk too much about the jester. I mean, he was pretty affronted. I'm sure that he would have a lot to say to this jester should you guys bring him bound and gagged to the guy's doorstep. Because you remember the story. This guy was with
some extra money.
He was with him. He was with this Bourtze guy for like almost a year after the guy's wife died, cheering it up and stuff. And it was only like a couple of days ago that this guy decided that he was going to rob them. And that, you guys were at first, Bourtze immediately suspected these guys from House Tessarin, who have been his his enemies, his rivals, and various kinds of things for a long time. Turns out that was actually true, even though it seemed a little bit far-fetched at first.
I just think we're working for this other guy. I'd rather take him back to him.
Yeah.
Well, Wage is going to say, look, if I don't go back with him, I have to have some sort of explanation, some sort of compensation, maybe. I don't know. I gotta have an explanation. Maybe we can work out a deal.
The explanation is you can tell him exactly what happened here, and at the end, you guys were not physically strong enough to take him from us, and so you had to flee with your lives, and that's it.
Well, we were given full rights to take this chest, right? He didn't want the stuff back. He just wanted to.
Wage doesn't want. Wage doesn't want any of this stuff.
No, I mean this is because we. Oh,
the Bourtze, Baron Bourtze. Yeah, he said if you could get it back, you could take it. You could take it back to Master Bashir free of charge. Because remember, that was the deal. These were like the idea was that there were some documents and various kinds of things that were from a period of history during the Qadira and Taldan War. You guys are technically in Taldor right now, from a political standpoint. But yeah, I mean, and then you got caught up in this theft that this jester took all this stuff.
So we need to figure out if the jester knew what he was stealing, if he stole it for a reason, or if he was just trying to make money, which it looks like he was just trying to auction her off to make money.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him before we let him go.
We need to interrogate this guy before we let him go, just to find out what he was doing.
Well, Wage tells you, he's like, okay, fine, as long as I can participate in the interrogation, and I still don't withdraw my claim on him as yet. We still haven't figured this out yet. And I don't. And he looks at Beltran and he sort of gives him a little smack on the butt and says, "Hey, and I don't think that being too many enemies is the way we should go. I think, and you've like, did some of that lust spell get like passed off to somebody? Because that was weird.
That was really weird.
Pleasant, but weird.
I've got a bow in my hand.
All right. So eventually, so first things first, the elven lady is very nervous, but she basically pulls out this like little like tool wrap out of her jerkin and she rolls it out, and it's got various kinds of like crystals and divining rods and tuning forks and shit like that. And she looks at the materials inside. So she opens up the chest, and there's a wide variety of stuff in there. Among these, there are some documents and like a medallion and like other things that seem to be of historical significance. Secondly, there's other stuff like the stuff that Bourtze said was in there. So you do see a couple of shards of pottery, broken shards of pottery. You also see a necklace. It's actually quite small and intricate, about this long. Well, you guys can see about this long. I know, just as wide as my screen, just like that. It's a mace, but it doesn't look like a. It looks more like a ceremonial mace. As opposed to a fighting mace. Fighting maces tend to be sort of dinged up and they have like, the blood of enemies on them, that kind of thing. This is much more a ceremonial looking mace. It's got inlaid silver or platinum in it. It's made of what looks to be some sort of dark wood. The martial among you, and that's most of you, frankly, this doesn't look like a mace that you would go into a battle with.
Okay. I've got detect magic going. Which ones of these items are magical?
So the mace, the pottery shards, the mace, and the necklace all radiate magic.
Okay, then that is what we're wanting her to identify for us.
Right. The documents and the amulet, and there's there's a couple of pieces of like cloth in there and something like that. None of that radiates magic.
Okay.
So she first looks at the pieces of pottery, and you see her doing some passes and that kind of stuff. And she says, "This was part of a magical urn, something that would have provided water or sustenance to a variety of people." She looks at the necklace, and she holds it. She holds a tuning fork, ding, with a tuning fork, and she some spells and stuff like that. And she says, "This is a necklace of adaptation that allows one to the one who wears it can go into a variety of different environments, and the power of the necklace will protect them." Even underwater, a person would be protected from from drowning.
No, I asked the mace lady. I said, we were under the impression that these were all evil or cursed items.
So who are you talking to?
The mage, the chick that's identifying these.
She's looking at him. She's like, "That's not what I'm seeing."
I'm gonna say, did you have any experience with cursed items?
Well, in my normal work, I don't cast curses, if that's what you mean. It's not something I do, but I do a fair amount of research. I don't see any indication that any of these cursed items are any of these items are cursed or anything like this. This is a necklace of adaptation.
It allows you just to.
A necklace of adaptation is a really nice. Hold on a second. I'll tell you what it is. Hold on. So it's actually quite a moderately level thing. It's it basically wraps the wearer in a shell of fresh air, making them immune to all harmful vapors and gases, including cloud kill, stinking cloud, as well as inhaled poisons, and allow you to breathe even underwater or in a vacuum.
I asked her, how if she's confident enough with her identify to put it on.
I did not come here to put on anything. I only came here to thing, but I mean, I guess I could put it on if you want me to. I'm confident in my analysis.
I just don't know any other way.
The lemon, are you?
That's why I'm not going to push the issue.
Lawful good?
No, I'm not lawful good, but I am good.
Okay.
You're not in the
well, so yeah, you guys have heard that these are like incredibly evil cursed items. You think that it's so your recollection is that the urn itself, Bourtze's wife, who was a mage of some minor renown, was trying to figure out how to decursify this shit, and that's what killed her.
Right.
So these, if he's right and these things are cursed, then the curses are not like baby curses. Like, oh no, I've lost a point of strength damage.
I mean, we don't have to worry about it. We just got to take it back to our employer, right? It's not like we got to try him out here.
I thought we were keeping what isn't what he wanted. Is that what's going on, Mike?
Well, no, we were supposed to buy these things for him.
Yeah.
Oh, then it doesn't matter. I thought you were trying to keep everything. I thought he just wanted the fractured.
No, we just need to bring it to him and see what he wants to do with it. I mean, he can.
All right. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and let her tell us what the rest of the things, at least what they identify as, and then we'll. And then I want to. Yeah, I definitely want to question.
We can ask him when we get there and see if he is honest with us.
So we're after the bowl, the mace, and the necklace, right?
Right. The fragments of the bowl. I mean, you think that the bowl was destroyed because all you see is a couple of fragments of pottery. These fragments remind you of the fragments of pottery that you found about maybe 500 yards from the tavern that you guys were attacked. Remember when you first got to town and you first met this guy? You guys were attacked by those hags.
No, you won't, Fiat.
So just take the 3 items that we know we were looking for, and then deal with the rest of the stuff.
So the last thing is the.
Well, so when you guys came, it wasn't. So when Master Bashir sent you, it was about historical documents and artifacts from this period of history in the Taldan Qadiran War. He didn't say anything about necklaces or anything like that. So we don't.
That's what I was saying. I mean, that stuff would be for us.
Right, and so and since he says it's cursed, I really want to know what it is. But my guy would know enough about magic to know that cursed items don't identify as cursed, or if you could easily tell if something was cursed, then it wouldn't be that good of a curse.
It wouldn't work as good, right?
Because there's not too many people who just, let's see what this does.
I could persuade our friend to try it on. I mean, I don't
think my character would do that.
If it is a cursed necklace, God knows what that thing's going to do if she puts it on. Fiat's putting her at ease. Go ahead, put it on. It'll be fine.
I thought the cursed necklace, from what we were told, was a necklace of choking.
Necklace of strangulation is what Bourtze said.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take the items that we have, the documents and all of that, the pottery shards, the necklace, and the mace, which is supposed to make people go insane and murderous.
Right. Well, here's the other thing. We need to. I know the centaurs were sent here to grab some arcane stuff.
Right. And the centaurs were good allies to us. So if there's beneficial stuff in here, we should probably let them have some of it.
I think we essentially told the centaurs what we wanted and told them they could have everything else.
Yeah, that's my memory too.
Well, so now you're going to give the cursed items to the centaurs?
No, not the cursed items.
They want them.
If there's anything else.
There isn't anything else magical, and that they came here for magical stuff.
Yeah, if you guys flip through like the documents and stuff, most of it is exactly what Bashir was talking about. It's historical documents. Like the medallion is an insignia used by Qadiran forces back in a century ago. The cloth. There's some chevrons and things like that. It's military historia from from this period of about 100 years ago during the Taldan. So the Taldan-Qadiran War. The Taldan-Qadiran War has lasted for a long time. It's only recently sort of gotten into a ceasefire. But these are historical ephemera of the Qadiran military from that period, which is what Bashir initially sent you guys out to acquire.
And what we can do with
these other things, you're not sure how they got looped into this story at all.
the centaurs, we can just tell them that we can talk to Bashir, and if they're interested, there might be some kind of bonding or partnership that could happen there that would be very beneficial to them.
Yeah, we basically say our boss could definitely set you up on buying some non-cursed magic items, but
well, that's why they're here. They were saying that most of their magic is druidic, and they've been trying to accumulate arcane magic for their I don't know, what is it called, a herd, I guess.
Yeah,
a village of thing.
So we'll just let them know we're going to take these because they are. We've been told under someone that we trust that these are all cursed. We've got this maid's looking at them, but she's not seeing that. And
all right, let me do a quick sense motive on you guys to make sure that they understand that you guys are totally lying to them. I'm kidding, of course. Sorry about that. So you guys are essentially saying to the centaurs, look, we'll go back to Master Bashir and Katira. We understand what you guys are looking for. He has channels into this stuff that can help you out. We'll broker this deal, essentially this connection, and you guys can deal with him, and this might work for you.
He will sell you stuff that you can trust, not this stuff.
Right. Okay. Let me just do.
And we've been honest with them, very honest with them.
You want a diplomacy check or something?
Yeah, give me a diplomacy check.
And Fiat has been a little too honest with them.
So they're a little bit sketchy, but they're like, all right, tell you what. And it's obvious that the woman with the female centaur with the armor, this one here is the leader. But she'll say, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send my friend back with you when you go back to Qadira to make sure that this deal, if you're amenable to that, then we've got a deal.
As long as Fiat gets to ride on the back.
No riding on the centaurs.
Fiat blew his chance.
He had his moment in the sun, but now it's over.
He took his chance and was the victim of bad high school poetry.
We've all been there.
Hey Les, while this is going on, Llama's going to pick through the bodies.
Okay.
To see if she finds anything of interest on any of the things we killed.
So I'll
scoop up any gold and silver.
You want me to just get back to you guys on that and tell you what sure. Just tell you what everything is? Okay. I'll get you a full loot list. All right. So you got a necklace of adaptation. Then you have also this mace. So she, the elven mage, looks over the mace. She does her various kinds of things, and she says, "This is a +3 Holy Avenger mace." She's actually like, "Holy shit!" She's like saying that this is a weapon of the ancients. This is something that she's like, I've never seen something this powerful before.
Never give us that. This is definitely a cursed item.
Yeah, there's no way this is.
Yeah.
You do see her. So you do see her sort of like look down. She goes, "This is." Oh, she goes. I know this has been used in battle, because you see her sort of like, sort of like scratch at the side of it. There's like a little bit of dried blood there, and she's like, "I can't believe it. This has been used in battle." And she peels off a little bit of the dried blood, and you could see her sort of like putting in her fingers. And who's close to her? I guess Bjorn, maybe Heil. You guys are watching her.
Yeah, I'm watching her.
Give me a perception check.
Nama and Bjorn are there.
Yeah.
16.
You want a perception? I'm sorry.
Yeah, please. 21. Anybody else watching her? Watching the show?
Yeah.
29. All right. The rest of you don't really notice, but Phineas is just sort of like from an intellectual standpoint, he's just sort of watching because he's interested in lore and that kind of stuff. And you see her sort of like at first, you hear her say, "Oh, it's been used in battle," and you see her sort of like scrape off. "Oh, there's like dried blood here," and you see her scrape it off, and then she kind of gets this weird sort of like she pauses for a moment. And then you see something very strange. You see her actually, you see her sort of like rubbing this dried blood between her fingers, and then you see her do this. And it looks like she put the dried blood on her tongue.
This isn't good.
And then she picks up the mace.
Yeah.
And she kind of like is holding it in her hand. And now, Lama, Bjorn, you guys are, sort of not paying really a whole ton of attention. Don't think of it. You figure it's just part of the thing. And then you see her kind of look around. And Phineas, you see that her eyes are completely covered in blood. Like you can't see the sclera. You can't see any whites. It's just like red blood orbs as she sort of looks at you.
Has Lama seen this yet?
Not yet.
But I elbow Llama and go, "Hey, look at this."
And you see this girl, this young elven woman kind of look around. She looks at Phineas, who is in the room.
Where are you, Phineas? Yeah.
Gotta be in the room somewhere.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'll just put you right here next to her.
But I'm everywhere in spirit, so.
So you see her sort of like change away, and she sort of like, you see her sort of look at you, and she's like, and she tries to hit you with the thing. Like immediately, she tries to hit you with the mace. Her bonus, her fighting was +3, but she gets another +3. Oh, 19 on the die. I gotta check and see if this crits on that.
Maces are 20.
Maces are 20. All right. Oh, that's too bad. Does a 25 hit you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So she's not very strong, but she does 9 points of damage.
Ouch.
And D6 bleed. 3 points of bleed. She hits you just sort of like across the. It's not a super hard hit. She hits you like sort of across the arm and just like wham, just hits you hard. But where she's hit, usually maces, sort of do bludgeoning damage, right? It's bruising, it's broken bones. This thing breaks the skin open. Everywhere it's hit, all of a sudden the skin breaks open and blood just starts pouring out. And you see it do this thing where the blood that's coming out of your body from the bleed is floating across the air and getting onto the mace and covering the mace in sort of this swirling blood pool.
Ooh.
Let's roll for initiative, shall we?
Being right there in the room, don't we get an advantage, Bjorn and I?
Well, it depends on how you define advantage. Nobody else knows what's even going on in there. I mean, you guys are the only ones checking it out. So
I'm out socializing with the centaurs, trying to talk to them, so I don't even know.
All right. How many times are you going to roll initiative, Chuck? Do you get someone you like? Something you
like?
No.
I tried to click on myself because I forgot to do it the first time. You're going to have to add 1508 independently because I screwed up. Sorry about that.
What'd you roll for me? An 8? You are not rolling my initiatives anymore. Seriously.
All right. Bjorn, you got a 2708?
No, 1508.
1508.
I wasn't necessarily trying to not keep the first one. I was trying to use the second one to get myself on the board automatically.
Lama, which one is you and which one is John Hiles?
Hiles 21. I don't know why mine didn't auto-populate, Les. It should have stuck in there.
He rolled mine. He rolled badly.
Mine is missing my bonus.
Yeah. Hiles 21 and Lama's 8. Though.
It doesn't make sense. We're right here.
I'm 26.
Well, even one's higher up on the list, if they don't know what's going on, they don't know what's going on. So
you rolled a 16.
Yeah, but
but you have +10.
It doesn't show my bonus.
Gotcha. 26, damn son. All right, let me do her. Okay, that's gonna be fun. She'll be dead before she hits the ground.
As a free action, Llama's going to yell over her shoulder, "We got problems in here." The party is not over.
All right. First up, first served, Phineas. You just got hit. You're bleeding profusely. 3 points of blood as your blood is gushing out. And it's not only gushing out, it's getting sucked out by this mace. It's just like going across the like 3 or 4 feet of airspace between you and the mace, and it's like whirling around the head of the mace. She has this look at, I mean, she has that, like, you can't see any eye. It's all filled with blood. Like, just like these bright red eyes that she has as she's looking at you.
Okay.
What do you do?
I asked myself if I am in a reality television show or a commercial. Do I know
Seems
that?
not. You have to. We have to roll a perception check, but yeah, I mean, probably not.
Oh, okay. I am going to sing "Inspire Courage," and this time it's "America," but by Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay. Hold a second. America by did Simon and Garfunkel did America?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a different song.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. That's a good point. All right. I don't want the live version. Here we go. All right. I feel courage growing within me. All right. So you're going to inspire courage. You're not going to attack her or anything like that?
So where is she exactly? The one behind me?
She's sort of like right in front of you. So she's here
like
in the
llama in front of me.
Well, I mean, llama's behind you. So the elven woman is here. You're in the middle, and
so how
llama's
far
behind.
can I move?
Well, you can pass through llama if you want to do you want to pull a great escape there. You certainly can if you want to skedaddle out of there. The problem is she'll get an attack of opportunity on you, and she seems specifically aggravated with you. Okay, so you're going to scoot out of there. She's going to definitely take that attack of opportunity.
Well, who wouldn't?
I would. 20 hit you?
No.
No, that's a miss. All right, so as you go by, you sort of break the flood of blood flowing to this thing, and you sort of break that chain. It's like blood falls from the floor, and you're still bleeding profusely when you get outside, but you do get outside.
I knew I shouldn't have squeezed that zip.
Oh, it's gross, man.
Yeah, can you cut the Inspire Courage down to about half?
I'll just sorry. I have limited volume control. Some dungeon master I turned out to be. All right, John Heil. Now you are outside, but you see Phineas come running out, and he is bleeding profusely. Like he's gushing blood from his arm.
He came out, or did he just come running out holding his arm?
He just came out running holding his arm. But so weirdly, there was like the blood was in this like river in thing, and the moment he left the room, that sort of was like snapped, and the blood that was in between him and the mace sort of fell to the ground. In a splash, but he's still got bleed, so he's still gushing blood all over the place.
Llama told everybody we got a problem too.
Yeah, she said we have a problem. Because I love the way that Llama is cryptic in this regard.
I gotta into the room and attack her with a claw.
All right, so you're gonna come in there and you're gonna be like,
sorry, lady. Shouldn't have touched that club. I need to turn off bless and prayer, right?
Yeah, all that's gone. All that has elapsed.
Okay. 25 hit.
25 will hit. Definitely hits her.
8 points. 3 points of bleed.
Okay, 8 points and 3 points of bleed. So let me do the 3 points of bleed. 3. All right. So you rip those claws, rip her over, and you. So 8 points. That's pretty solid. You rip her across sort of like the shoulder and chest area, right? Like upper chest area, like along the collarbone. And you can see, even though she's still holding the mace, and you can see her. She's like. The blood that's coming out of her body from your bleed is flowing at the mace. So you can see this mace that she's holding, this thing. It has now, the mace itself, the ball of it is now like a big ball of blood that is swirling around the head of this mace. So when she goes to hit you with it next time, which she's absolutely going to do, it's almost as if she's hitting you with a mace made out of blood.
I can't see your health thing, Wes.
I was going to say.
I'm sorry?
I can't see your health bar.
On her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second.
I was going to say maybe we can disarm her and nullify this thing.
That's what Llama was thinking. Take her arm off.
Sorry, there you go.
I'm standing there with my mouth open.
Well, that's a slightly different definition of disarm.
Yeah.
Take her arm off. Hey, disarm her. And Lamb was like, you got it.
Okay.
All right, next up, Beltran.
Not literally.
That's exactly what I was sitting here waiting to do.
Take her, disarm her. No, not that way. Beltran, so you are on the other side of the thing. You see Phineas come running out. You see John Hyle go running in.
I'm going to come over here.
Bleeding like a stuck pig.
And heal him for 9 points.
All right, that stops the blood flow. It brings back his hit points. So add those hit points to your.
And then, since I can see in there now, I'm going to yell in there, just knock her out.
Don't hurt her. All right, John, you just got to look back and like, I'm sorry, what? All right, Bjorn. You're in a position to end this, my good man.
I'm going to giggle and say, don't hurt her.
Don't hurt her.
Knock her out.
For the record, I hate magic users. Okay, so I am going to attempt a sunder to take the weapon the weapon out of her hand.
All right.
So my sunder is plus 13.
Her CMD can't be all that good being a mage.
So that's a D20 plus 13, correct?
Correct.
23.
23. All right, let me check her. Hold on, I got to check her CMD.
Sunder means I'm trying to take the weapon out of her hand.
He's trying to knock it out of her hands.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. CMD is 23. What did you roll?
23.
23. All right. So she gets an attack of opportunity, which she is going to take.
Have at it.
At you.
Bjorn laughs at this one.
She's going to miss.
Yeah, not a chance.
All right. So you flip forward. You use a longsword, right?
Correct.
So you flip that sideways and just whap the haft of that mace really hard. She's a tiny little elven mage. She has no grip. So it goes flying out of her hand and banks off the side of the ring. So a couple of things happen.
Rape trash his glory, he just took the weapon, but now you make it sound like it's taking the weapon from a baby.
Not a baby. She's just not a fighter. So the weapon lands in the corner, and you see that you remember I mentioned that there's this like blood pool that's like surrounding the head of the thing. It kind of like goes and sucks into the thing, and now it looks exactly like it looked before, like this weird jeweled black wood thing. There's no blood around it. She falls backward up against the wall, slides down where she's sitting up against the wall, and she looks like she's unconscious. And then you see her sort of eyes kind of like open, and they're eyes again. And she's like, I'm sorry. I must have fainted. Is everything? And she's kind of looking around, and you guys all have your weapons out and that kind of thing. And she's like, what? Is everything all right? What happened?
As a free action, I'm going to tell her she might want to practice harder at determining cursed weapons.
Cursed weapons? What are you talking about? And then this sort of like look of intelligence comes in her eyes, and she's like, "Oh no, what have I done? Did I injure any of you?"
I walk in and say, nothing that I couldn't fix.
Kyle's going to yell out to Beltran that we need some healing because she's going to bleed out if you don't stop her, because I got bleed damage on her.
And she looks down at the blood. She's like, "Oh, what happened?" And she starts like kind of like freaking out.
So I walk in and touch her chest.
Grab some boobs.
Phrasing.
Cast a spell.
Cast a spell.
Hey, phrasing. Hey, phrasing.
Okay. All right. So you cure her, and she. So how much do you give back to her? 20. Jeez Louise, 22 points of healing.
Max. So
okay. Yeah, that'll take her up. So so she's back, and she like gets up, and she's like, "Oh, good. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that we were dealing with things of such puissance. Everything that my analysis showed me was that it was. I'm so sorry. I hope no one was injured."
Like I said, nothing that I couldn't fix.
He'll be fine.
So
then you hear from outside the voice of Sabas the jester going, "Cursed items? That's bullshit."
Someone go out there and punch him.
Ow! Why would you do that? Come on, man.
Wait, can I go out there and punch him?
Ow! Jeez Louise, what is with you guys?
There's a lot of ones.
No. If I punched him, his head would come off.
It's like there's just the head, like, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Wait, we'll get Llama to punch him. That sounds even better.
Where's the dragon when we need him?
And so, like the male centaur is like, "Punch him again. I want to see what happens." So he's like, "Hey, what's the deal with you guys? Come on, man. You got what you wanted. They're not cursed. I don't even know what you're talking about. Wait, why am I all tied up? Come on, this is all a big mistake. You gotta let me go."
I'm gonna bring the necklace. I'm gonna have someone bring the necklace to me in gloves, and say, "They're not cursed. Do you want to try this thing on?"
No. I'm just a jester. I don't wear stuff like that. That's crazy.
But it's not cursed, right? So you wouldn't mind trying this on.
Well, it has nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with it. Sure, absolutely, Fiat. You can sense motive.
Yeah, he knows they're cursed. Let's just pack up the bad juju.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what we ever decided because my.
Well, you see, so
up.
after you guys punch him, Wage comes over and punches him really hard, like right in the face. You're pretty sure he broke his nose. And he's like, "Look, you little shit. I'm taking you back home, and you're going to have to answer to the master of the house about this, and you're going to have to answer to me for fucking buying my brother over there. I don't know. So I still don't know what you did to him, but whatever it was, you're going to have to answer to it, you little shit." And the guy's like, "Hey, look, I didn't do nothing. What's going on?" He's like, "Don't even give me that crap."
Okay. You guys okay?
And so Wage comes and is like, "Look, we want him. What do you want to take? What do you take in trade for him?"
What do you guys got?
I'll tell you what. Come back with us to House to Sarah. Talk to the master of the house. I am sure he will give you a good reward for the return of this guy. Bourtze is not going to care. You can just say that he's gone back to the master. You can go back with, I'll tell you what, part of it will be whatever reward that the master wants to give you for this. Second will be a notarized document to take back to Bourtze that says that the jester was acting under his own circumstances, that the stolen items have been returned because you're going to take them with you, right? And that it's all good and it was a big misunderstanding.
You don't like that.
Come on, man. It's a good deal. We want this guy. And the guy's like, no, I think I should go with those guys.
Is everybody okay with letting them take this guy?
No.
I think we can go back and talk to
the master.
Yeah, talk to the master.
I asked the centaurs, are you okay with a little side quest before we get you to our master to set up the deal?
So the two girls are saying, yeah, we got to go back to our guys. But the bowman is like saying, hey, whither thou goest shall I follow?
Okay.
They're like, when you guys proposed this deal between them and Master Bashir, they were very interested because they have honestly, they have no relationships. So 13 is sense motive. What's your bonus on sense motive? Hold on a second.
It's 7. So
not yours. His is 9. So 22. So Fiat, you think this guy is your sense motive on the jester plus 11. Okay, so 14, 24. Your sensing motive on the jester. You think this guy is flat out trying? He's certainly lying about not knowing about the cursed items. He's probably your guess is he's probably lying about everything else. But right now he is desperately afraid of going back with Wage. He does not want to go back to Master Discern. Your guess is that he thinks he can talk. If you guys take him back to Bourtze, that he can talk his way out of it.
Okay, so do we want to go back to this place to see if we can get anything else out of this other group's master?
Wage will tell you he thinks that his master will give you guys a good reward for the jester.
I'm good with doing that. Is everybody else okay
I'm
with
good
that?
with it. Lana's good.
Yeah, I'd like to hear
The reward.
The low 4 figures in gold walking.
Okay. I'm good with that. I said, okay, we'll agree to that with one provision.
What's the provision?
Every hour on the hour, he gets punched.
You see Wage sort of like, he pretends like he's thinking, but you can see he's smiling. He's like, all right, deal. But the caveat to that is we get half the punches.
All right. I was going to let you guys have all of them, but yeah.
He throws out his hand, to shake. And he's like, all right. So House Discern is actually quite a bit of travel away from it. It's actually about a day and a half. So you guys are traveling across the Saldorian steppes, the southern steppes. It's actually quite decent. It's a little chilly at night considering the time of year. It's late in the year, but you guys are in the southern hemisphere. It's cool breezes. You guys are able to. And actually, that evening, I mean, you guys make sure that Sabas is tied up pretty heftily, but Baron is sort of back to his normal self, and it's obvious.
But we don't miss the opportunity to, every time we're sitting there eating or doing something with him to talk about the centaur. Talk about centaur. So, does this centaur look really good to you? Because
shut up, man. I don't know what the hell happened. I think that guy, and he points at Phineas. I think that guy did something to me, man. And Phineas is like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, that kind of stuff. And everybody's having a good laugh of that, and everybody's teasing. It's good-hearted teasing, and the only person who's not, completely amused by it is the other centaur that came with you. He's like, yeah, that's some real funny shit. But generally speaking, there's some wine that goes around, and you guys have a hot meal for first hot meal in the last couple of days. And it's generally pretty convivial. The next day, you guys hop out and head out to House Discern. House Discern, when you get there, it's actually a quite tidy little manor house. You figure that there's probably 30 to 40 guys, from a men-at-arms standpoint, and then servants, maybe 100 servants that are, in and about in a little village nearby. You guys go straight up to the manor house.
I think we can take them.
Oh, great! Yeah, you guys are going to take over. You guys are going to take over a feudal village in Taldor. That may. We have to start off.
Back to Master Bashir. Sorry, we took over a house.
Sorry, we took over a thing. But you guys get there and you're welcomed in. I mean, Wage obviously commands a certain amount of respect, and Baron less so. But even so, and you get audience with things.
The centaur story is there.
So the centaur kind of like trots up, and he's like, do I wait outside? Do I come with these? And he just like comes with you guys. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you're brought into a sort of hall, like a feudal hall, like a Viking hall. And there's a variety. There's maybe a dozen men-at-arms, and then the guy sitting on something that would approximate, not a throne necessarily, but the big chair next to the fire. It's pretty. He's a guy, long, graying, salt and pepper beard, long hair. He's got chainmail, big axe next to him. He's probably in his 50s, a little bit gone to fat, but you can tell that he's not a pushover by any stretch of the imagination. And he beckons. first Wage goes in, sort of talks to him, and then he says, "All right, come with me." He beckons you guys in. You see these sort of men at arms, sort of kind of split. And he says, "So you are the group that I have to thank for bringing my errant jester back to me. Is that the case? That's what my man Wage tells me. Is that the case?"
As far as you know.
Well, let me say first of all, thank you for bringing such a perfidious wretch back to my house. Although, and I hate to say it, I had him engaging in spying. Theft was not part of the deal, and so he will be punished severely by me and anyone else who wants to. My understanding is that each hour he was getting a punch. My understanding is that it is your hour, so if you get to, if you wish, please feel free.
Towards the whole party.
Not even close to your hour, so he's throwing you a bone here. So I don't know. I'm gonna guess Lama goes up and just like, gives him another smack. And the guy's like, "No, son of a man! My nose is never gonna be the same for Pete's sake! What are you guys doing to me?" He's like, "Now then, my understanding from my man Wage is that you have some claim to this jester. You want to take him back to my old nemesis Bourtze and deliver him unto him to favor the theft. Now, under ordinary circumstances, I'd be amenable to that. But in light of the fact that I'm the one who sent him to Bourtze in the first place as a spy, I'm a little bit chagrined to have him go back. My worry is that Bourtze is going to put the torch to him and he'll squeak like a rat under the least bit of waterboarding. So, if I were to offer all of you collectively 2,000 gold pieces in gems to take with you, and the hospitality of my house for tonight, would that be sufficient for you to look the other way on this and allow me to retain my servitor here?
If no one has any objections,
how many is there? There's like 5 of you total?
I'll look at them. Anybody doesn't have any objections, I'm gonna say, yeah, we're good.
All right then.
Break out the line.
All right. Let the feasting begin. And so that hall, so it's just like in old medieval times. They, servants come in and they bring in the trestle tables and they throw down rushes, and it's like Game of Thrones. When after the battle of the northern place, where they have that big thing and there's servants.
You've never seen the show, just admit it.
Yeah, he's a super fan. He is.
The battle. What the fuck is it?
Blah blah blah.
What's the northern castle where the battle was like the worst possible battle you've ever seen?
The Night Watch versus the Mickey Mouse.
Not the Night Watch. No, where the Starks live.
Where the wild things are.
It's called Winterfell. Move on.
Winterfell, that's it. So the Battle of Winterfell.
Now we know who the true geek is here.
Let's just be honest.
Was there ever any doubt?
From a strategic standpoint, the Battle of Winterfell was an absolute fucking shit show. Those people should have been annihilated by the whites, because from a strategic sense, they did. If there was something that they could possibly do wrong, they did it wrong. It was a fucked up mess. Which I can accept that Jon Snow is not a tactician, but they had real, honest to God tacticians there, including what's his name from the Lannisters, Jaime Lannister, who knows how to run a battle. It was a fucked up mess. I was
obviously the DM was a nice guy, or they would have never made it.
How do you sleep at night with these?
Well, after watching this, it was difficult for a couple of days, but thankfully I have Bombay gin and tonic to help assuage my problems. All right, but basically it's like the Great Hall of a Viking longhouse. You guys are given the places of honor next to the guy whose name is Henri de Seren, and
he's given us a total of 2,000, right?
Total of 2,000. So I think there's 5 of you, so 400 each.
There's 6 of us. So everyone.
No. No.
What?
No, a piece, not.
No, total.
No.
Total.
No.
Yeah, he can buy a small town with that. I don't think he's going to give us like 12 grand. There's 6 of us actually, so. So everyone.
I'll tell you what. He'll bump it to 2,400, so each of you get 400 in gold in gems. 400 GP in gems.
Okay, so everyone. I'm not putting that in party booty, so everyone add that to your character.
I don't have a crayon.
Was this the group that had? No, never mind.
Is this the group that goes around molesting squirrels?
No. I was trying to remember.
Yes.
It's a team where we need to collect money for somebody to do scrolls.
Right.
So that's not this.
We're going to transfer money from this campaign to a different campaign.
No, we're
right. That'd be
Kyle's
awesome.
going to go into full.
There's no Western Union in Galarian. What did you say Hyle's going to do?
He's going to go into full-on spy mode. He's going to basically infiltrate this place and do his best to learn as much as he can.
Okay.
About who and what matter.
All right.
Future reference.
Sure, absolutely. Give me a perception check when you get a moment. So you guys are considered guests of honor. There's a lot of toasting and that kind of stuff, and frankly, the food is excellent. These people know how to live, or at least this guy does. The next day, he comes out personally to see you off and says, "I appreciate you bringing back my subordinate. Trust me when I say that all the things that you'd imagine that you would do to punish him for his transgressions will be done. He's caused a great deal of problems for me, and us too. I am certain to me. Hey, no, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, gag him, that kind of thing, and take him downstairs to the rack.
It's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I would suggest he stays alive until we say we're done.
What does that mean?
It means if they're going to keep him, okay, but they can't kill him until we're finished questioning.
You wanted to question him?
Oh, sure.
Did you have other questions that you wanted to question him about?
Yes.
I'm done with questions, but yeah, if anybody else asks, go ahead.
Yeah. What questions do you have? What questions you have for him?
I don't know. I have to think about it, but I'll let you know.
All right, let me know. All right. So that being the case, Wage and his brother see you guys off, and he's like, "Thanks again for not getting us out killed outright. If you ever find your way back into Taldar, look us up, and we'll drink all the wine."
Deal.
And he sends you back. So you guys, I'm assuming, head back to Bourtze. You have the possession of the chest, and the items are in it. But what do you guys do? I mean, do you guys go back to Bourtze, or do you guys go straight back to?
Well, do we have the note from?
Yes. Yes, he would have given Desarin. He would have given you said, look, and it's basically a letter of apology if you take a look at it. He's like, look, I'm sorry. I admit sending the jester to you to spy. I had no idea that he would do this thing. I would never do such a thing to a fellow noble. This was beyond the pale. We will deal with him in our own way. Be assured that he will be punished, suitably for him. In response, please accept the fact that I've sent back all the solemn items to you, and accept my apologies. That kind of very sort of flowery language. But basically, these guys hate each other. So, but there are certain protocols to be followed, and they mean to follow.
Yeah, you had to hate them in a certain way.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going back to this guy's place.
Just to drop off the note.
And we're going to give him the letter.
Okay.
And then hit the road.
And tell him that we're going to keep these items because they need to be destroyed. And he's
he basically says, take them. You've done me a great service, knowing that Sabas is being punished. Is enough for me. And please take them with my compliments. And please tell your master Bashir that it is my hope that in the days that follow, that someday, if I were to turn up any further items of this thing, he will be my first call, and that in the event that he has merchanting concerns in the south of Taldor, I would be both honored and gratified if he would consider me to be his agent here, and we would work together to bring Kadiran foodstuffs and what sort into southern Taldor. Please extend to him my greatest courtesies, and that I hope to hear from him again soon.
Okay, deal. All right,
And
so
then
back to Master Bashir.
Off you guys. So you get back to Master Bashir, and Master Bashir is frankly super pleased. So he's like, you guys have done a splendid job. He's like, tell me everything, omit nothing. And so you tell him. I'm assuming you tell him the whole story of all this. The treacherous jester and the cursed items and all these things. And he's like, yes. So he has his the guy that that is his necromancer / pet magic user takes the thing. He says, thank you. We will take it from here. Thank you for your cautions as far as the mace goes, because you've actually seen that and thing. He's like, we will check. We have some curse experts that will check this out, and certainly the historical documents and things will be pertinent to us.
Les, brings you 27 for perception for the spying. I'll pass that on to Bashir.
So basically, okay, yeah. So we won't go into it here, but I'll send you an email.
So do we have to mention to Bashir our union with the centaurs?
So the centaur comes back with you. So you're gonna have to make sure that you make those introductions.
Yeah, I will make those introductions. Because while we're traveling, I was chatting him up just to get to know him.
Mm-hmm. So it turns out he's a pretty decent dude. He's more martial, but you find that he is very much about the survival and the prosperity of his tribe. You learn that he comes from a pretty big herd of centaurs, and they are. You learn over the course of the couple of days that you guys are traveling that his herd is sort of becoming the central herd to which other sort of lesser herds are either taking up orbit or joining flatly. And his group is sort of building a little bit of a centaur, not kingdom per se, but certainly something akin to a dukedom in southern Taldor. So having this connection with you realize that the importance that the level of importance that they place on this introduction of Master Bashir, because Master Bashir is known to them. He's a very famous Kadiran merchant prince and a very successful one. So the fact that you guys work for him is a big deal. So he's introduced, he's given quarters and that kind of stuff, and sort of sent away to talk business at a later point. Master Bashir brings you back into his main room. He's like, again, thank you for doing all this. You guys have done me a great service. First of all, like I promised before, you may keep the letter of marque that I sent with you to acquire the items. That's a letter of marque for 5,000 gold pieces that you would split between you guys.
Okay, so same thing as before. Since this party is different than the other ones, I'm trying to minimize what goes into a party booty, and everyone just has their own stuff.
So he'd be happy to cut it up into letters of marque for if you wanted to divide it up. So there's 6 of you. A 5,000 gold piece letter of marque is what, 48? Or I'm sorry, 18. Hold on, I can't do math.
Why would you do math when you get a calculator?
That's what I'm getting. So 5,000 divided by 6 equals 833. Just say 800. So 835. So each of you would be issued a letter of marque for 835 gold pieces, payable on demand at any goldsmith's drafts in any major city.
Okay.
It's drawn on Qadira, but you can draw it for gold in Qadira. You can draw it for gold anywhere.
I'm just going to put gold on my sheet and just assume I already did that.
Yeah. But he gives you letters of marques because they're easy to transfer. 835.
Okay, yeah, that's a good
things
point.
of gold. It's like 80 pounds of gold.
Right. Okay.
All right, so there's that. He offers this is also, you've done me a huge favor here, and I want to do something nice for you guys. So I will give you the choice. I have two things that I'm willing to give you. The first one is I own a villa inside the city limits of Kathir, inside of town. It's in a good position in a residential area. It got several bedrooms, and I would give it to you. I would essentially give you a perpetual lease to you for the price of 1 copper piece per month.
That's outrageous.
Ultimately when the last of you would die, the lease would revert back to me, or in this case, my heirs. But you would essentially own it. You could do whatever you want with it. You can rent it. You can live in it. You can use it as a home base or a side base, whatever it is. But it's essentially a 5-bedroom villa in the city of Kathir. Or he says, I want to show you these, and he opens up a little box, and inside are a bunch of multicolored spheres, and he says, these are what are called eyes of Qadir. He says they are contained within them, have power, the power that mages can do, fire or lightning or sound. Each of you may take one if you wish. Essentially what he'll tell you is that each one is captured within it is an 8d6 energy ball of various types of energy. And he would recommend that you take the type of energy that pertains to you the most. So he points at Phineas and says, Phineas, you are a musician of note, a troubadour, a bard. I assume you would take sonic energy. And he points to one that is sort of like a grayish yellow color, and that one is filled with sonic energy. He looks to Fiat, and he says, you, Fiat, a hobbit, or a creature of the woods, a creature of nature. That one there, and he points to a dark green one. That one contains natural energy, the energy of the soil and of plants that would work for you. Earth magic, exactly right. I would recommend you take that one. It's closer to them. Now you may choose which one you want, the villa or the spheres, but I can't offer you both because frankly this was an easy job and I can't take it. Now you have to do it as a team. Either the entire team takes the spheres or the entire team takes the villa.
So if we take the villa, one of us has to sleep with Llama.
Well, that's an internal discussion that you guys have to figure out.
5 bedrooms, and we got 6 people.
I don't understand why Llama's got to share a bedroom.
I'm assuming that Fiat is immediately starting to write a new poem.
Spheres.
All right, what do you guys think? What's it going to be?
Well,
The villa or the spheres?
If we take the villa, I need an extra large bed.
We're not going to live here. What do we need a villa for?
To take those. Let's take the spheres. Spheres. You got an acid one?
He does.
All right, Kyle takes that one.
Well, now wait a second. Now, I mean, remember, it's like it's all or no. It's either or. So either the team has to take all of you have to take spheres, or you all take the villa. So, I mean, do you guys want to vote? I mean, you guys sort it out yourselves which one you're going to take, but it's got to be one or the other.
Who doesn't want spheres?
Beltran's a smart one. I listen to what he says.
Beltran's not a smart one. He's a wise one.
And for me, that equals the same thing.
I would think since Master Bashir already lets us stay at his place when we're here.
He does.
I would say we take these spheres.
Well, yeah. I mean, and what Bashir would say is like, look, if you don't stay at the villa, you can still own it and charge rent. And he will tell you that it generates a rent of around 100 gold pieces a month that you guys could split amongst yourselves. So this is a continuous revenue stream that would belong to you.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can blast something.
Or you can blast something.
I like blast something.
All right. So these spheres. All right. So we're going with spheres.
So they're only one-use items, but yeah,
They're one-use items.
I think it could. I like what Fiat said at one point. They might actually make the difference in a combat. So,
all right, here you go. So they are 8d6, and they are keyed to various types of energy. They're essentially energy balls contained within. You throw them. So these are thrown weapons. So you could throw them. They have a 20-foot radius explosive range. Essentially splash. Well, not splash, but an explosive. They're a thing. You can throw them up to 60 feet away.
You have to do a range attack then?
You do. And then they shatter, and then they release the energy inside. So, Mike, what kind of energy do you feel like Beltran would be connected to?
Are these all elements?
They could be any element you want. So, or some combination.
Is there just one? Is there just one of each? Because I would prefer Sonic.
So okay, no, it's not one of each. So if you, as an Asimar, yeah, I mean you could take Sonic. So yours is Sonic, as is Andrew's. Eric's is Earth power, so it's sort of green energy. Gordon, what about Heil? He's a changeling. He's a summoner. What sort of? I mean, you're thinking acid.
Yeah, he's already immune to acid, so that's his thing right now is acid.
Perfect.
He's building that into his character.
So you have an acid one. What about Jennifer? What about Llama?
Llama's thinking more in the way of is lightning an energy? How does that work?
It is. Absolutely it is.
I like the whole lightning thing. That just sounds so cool and fun.
We're going to catch her doing this without any combatants around. She just is going to do it because it looks cool.
Yeah.
You're like, watch this.
Lightning is good. What about all right, Chuck? You're an Andoran knight. What kind of energy do you feel represents you the best?
Yeah, I have no idea. Because
he's
an Andoran knight, but he's the bulwark. He's defensive.
I think it would be force. Yours would be like a force blast, something like akin to a cavalry charge, right?
I'm good with that.
All right. All right. So you have the 8d6 of force blast. All right. It's 11 o'clock. I just want to show you guys one thing that we have just finished the Jester's Lament. And that means we have experience points. Can you see it?
No.
Cannot.
I see the map.
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. I can see it. All right. Can you see it now?
I see something.
All right. I have added experience points. The people who have past levels are Beltran and Fiat. Fiat is now 6th level, and Beltran is now 8th level. The rest of you are pretty close. I mean, look at Phineas. He is he will definitely turn 8th level next time. Doug may turn level next time. Jennifer, Llama is very close. I would say Phineas and Llama are definitely going to turn 8th next time. Beltran, you're looking at retirement. You've got about 23,000 experience points left. That may be 2 adventures before you are forced into retirement. So start thinking about a new character.
So yeah, I've got a question about that.
Sure.
We're going to lose 2 healers right about the same time.
Breaking my heart.
Do we need to come back as healers? Otherwise,
no. You can come back as anything you want. So it goes back to the idea of what B team is for. B team is for a couple of things: for people who are new to the game to learn the game, and people who are old to the game to try out cool things that they might not have otherwise tried in a regular game. So I don't care how many healers you have. There's no rhyme or reason. You can have 0 healers. You can have negative healers. I don't care.
Hey, we could run ourselves out as a healing group and go into major battles,
You can have all clerics. You can have all bards. Whatever you want to do. You guys run around and say, we're the Rolling Stones.
Wait, I didn't make 7th? That sucks.
No, you're 7th.
No, I'm 6th.
No, you're well above 7th. Were you 6th before? Did I miss this?
Yeah, I was 6 before.
You
Well, now
are
you're
now. You are definitely 7th now.
Oh, okay.
You're $5,000 into 7th.
Yeah.
Oh, good deal.
So I must have missed that. Sorry about that.
No big deal. It's all
yeah,
good.
you're 7th.
Night, all.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Night, guys.
Who's
Awesome
next
gaming.
Sunday? Who's next Sunday?
Next Sunday is A team.
A team, and
For
I will
those
be
of you who won't be there, Merry Christmas.
30 to 60 minutes late next week. So
Jennifer, did you say you guys are going to be gone?
No, I just said for whoever's not going to be there next week, Merry Christmas.
okay.
Wait, all that work to bring back the dragon, he's going to be an hour late?
Yeah, tell me about it.
I know.
That's just not grateful at all.
Well, just save up the slaps for Dawn. We're good.
Well, of course.
Oh yeah, we'll get there.
All right, night, guys.
All right.
All
See
right.
you.
Good night, you guys. Thanks again.
Right. Damn it.